a good friend, JHott Scott, who used to work with Teddy, and he did stuff with Drew Hill, and he produced Drew Hill and Blackstreet and stuff. So he's a big fan of yours, and so he'll come on later and stuff.
Okay,
Um, yeah, but how's it been? How's it been?
man. You know what? I've been hustling my butt off, man. So I went on and did a deal with Dallas with his distribution company, and I just signed Faith, her sister, and this other dude. I just signed them three, man, to his distribution. So I get the money for that in like two weeks. But he want me to go ahead and just start on the albums right now. So I talked to Faith early. I've been on the phone all day with Faith, man. We've been trying to figure out how we're gonna do it. But she real excited, man.
Oh wait, I thought you was talking about her daughter. Now you're signing Faith herself.
Yeah, because you know what? When I told Faith about it, I just asked her, I'm like, you know what is crazy? I was like, every time I tell a label about your daughter, they always like, what is Faith doing? You know what I mean? All of them. They like, what's Faith doing? Where's she at? Da, 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 da. So I told her that today, and she started laughing. She was like, man, you know what, man? I really got to concentrate on my son right now because he been having seizures. Like for the last month, he developed seizures. She said, but my cousin just got out of jail and he's coming to stay with me. She was like, so maybe he can stay with me, and then I have some time free to go ahead and do the album. I was like, all right, let me tell Dallas. So I told Dallas about it. He was like, what? You can get Faith? I'm like, yeah, dog, I can get Faith. He said, man, you and Faith mixed together. He said, man, go ahead.
Okay.
So that's what happened. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you're talking about actually creating a label. But what about her daughter then? Is that ruled out then? You're no longer working with her daughter because you said she can rap and she can do all sorts.
Yeah, I got a daughter. Yeah, her daughter is, you know what it is? It's crazy, man. Her daughter is like kind of new age. Like she can rap, she can sing, she can do the like rap sing. And I told her like, don't even worry about all that. Just sing. You know what I mean? Cause she's, hey man, she's like Brandy and Faith mixed together, man. She's crazy. You know what I mean? So and then Faith is more as a traditional R&B, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just told Faith about what's going on. I don't think she really thought it was real, man. Like either I don't even know. I don't know if she thought it was real or how we if it how could we make it work? Because like her son was having she was telling me that he just went into this weird stuff that's going on in last month.
Okay. Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
So just for those who are just joining, you got Jimmy Morrison from Australia, Will Swing out in France, Mr. Akin out in the UK. So they're all joining and all saying hello. So you're just saying that they're all saying hi to you. So you're just saying that you've just signed a deal with Dallas Austin that you could come up with, is it 3 or 4 artists, and he will use his digital, is it Dallas Austin distribution to.
Yeah. So it's like so I got 4 artists, man. So it's probably gonna be like 4 slots, you know what I mean? Since he my guy, so I've been with him for the beginning. So he just trusts me blindly, man. He was like, you know what happened? I'm gonna tell you what's weird is I just like me and you are like he commented on something from us, man, and I was like, hey yo D, let's do a compilation album, man, or whatever you want to do. And he was like, hey man, let's do it. And then I got thinking about it, I was like, a compilation, man. I was like, okay, I got all these records for like Mary J, Beyonce, Michael Jackson, all that. But I'm like, man, these are some really big artists, man. So the label got to sign on it. Then you got to probably give them like 100,000 or like 90,000, whatever. So I told Dallas, like, man, we probably gonna be $1 million in the hole. Why don't we do one of these brand new artists I got, and then we can start with $1 million, like under $1 million. It could be under $1 million instead of $1 million plus with all these bigger artists. He was like, you know what, man, that's a good idea, man. He was like, man, send me what you got. So then that's when I sent the stuff, and he freaked out, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize, because I know he said he was getting into digital distribution, but I didn't know so if he had already got artists that he was putting out. So are you going to be one of the first, or what was the, or is he already up and running with his distribution?
Yeah, he's up and running already, but I don't think he got nothing like this, man. I'm gonna be real. Like what I'm doing is quite different. I think he got a single from CeeLo, then he got Cassie, and then he told me he got a couple other ones, man. But to be honest, man, I don't think he got. I'm gonna add a lot of. I'm gonna add a different element to what he already got. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
this
So
is.
I mean,
But yeah,
but
if you go look at the website, man, like he already moving already.
so what is the, so what are you expected to do over the next? I mean, you know, because you're working by yourself now. What's the plan? Are you going to just be producing singles and putting them out, or does he want you to bring a whole album?
Um, I mean, if you need me to do the whole album, man, I could knock a whole album out in a week. It all depends on the artist, man. I go fast, man. I go really, really fast, man, because my ideas be spinning. After I'm done, I already got the idea for the next one already. Because what I do is I base it on what I did on the first one. So I'm like, okay, if we talking about this, like I do it in chain of events. So like if I say like, um, I love you and I'll never leave you. What's the next? The next thing is let's get engaged and let's do this. The next thing is let's get married. The next thing is let's have some babies. Next thing is like let's have a family. You know what I mean? So like I always put it in chronological order when I come up with records, man. So I've been thinking like that since the beginning. Like as soon as I'm done with the end of the record, I'm like, okay, where does shit go from there? You know what I mean? Like what should be the next topic? And then I make sure that they all kind of like go together, you know what I mean? So you can tell a story.
Wow.
That works better for me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, um, what are you going to prioritize then? Because you've now mentioned you've yeah, because you've mentioned three artists with Faith and the others. What are you going to prioritize?
Oh, say it again now?
So, what song are you going to put out? Give. What do you think might be the first thing that you may put out then?
You know what? I'm figure that out today, man. But when I sent Dallas 2, he was going crazy over Faith's daughter and this other guy that I sent. But when I told him about Faith, he was like, "Do you got some records on her already?" I'm like, "Nope, but I mean, we could do them real quick." He was like, "Man, wait, we need to slow down, man. You got to do some records on Faith real quick, man. Get her out."
Okay.
He was like, "Hey, man, stop everything, man." He was like, "Put records on Faith, and let me see what you got, man." So, I mean, because
Okay.
Faith already got a fan base already. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who she is, man. She just needs some more records, man.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what type of songs you're going to put out. I think just before we continue, that there were some few questions that came through. Um, there was a few questions that came through. I wanted to see if you answers. When did you start the production on the unreleased song "Forget What I Said" by Babyface? That was Alex.
Oh, I did that. We did that when we did the Face to Face album, man. Forget what I said. That was like one of the first songs that we did, man. So I did the whole thing, man. I thought it was gonna go on there, but it didn't go on there. So I was like, I was really, I mean, it's the same thing when I be telling you, man. It's like you gotta have thick skin because you just don't know what's.
Oops. Yeah, wait, yeah,
You
you're back.
really don't, man. You just gotta just do it and just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of them records, man. That we did the record, and I thought it was gonna go on his album, man. But then he want he got a couple more producers, and they did some other records, and so that one got kicked off. I
Wow.
was like, dang, man. You know what? I did like maybe 4 or 5 other ones too, man. They didn't make it on there, man.
So
I
then what
was
happens
like,
to it? Because if Alex has heard about
at
it,
first you'd be really bummed out, but then you'd be like, at least I got the record. So when he do another album, I can show him these records because he does so many songs, man. Like
yeah.
I can kind of reintroduce the songs to him.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Redo the beat, redo something, man, and then you know what I mean. Come at him with it'll sound like different, man. You know what I mean?
okay. Another question
So
that
we'll
came in
see.
from
We'll see what happens, man. I'm fully loaded,
another,
so we'll go. We'll see what happens.
So Purple House Beat said,
You know what I mean?
Tim, have you tried the stem separation on the
Thank God I'm
MPC?
loaded, man. You know what I mean?
So this was a
Thank
question that
God I
came for
already got
you.
a lot of stuff ready to go.
So can you see this question, Tim? It says, have you
Can
tried
you
the
hear me?
stem sep? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Damn, did
me?
you got me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but can't you hear me? Can you hear me? It seems if you sound. Can you hear me? Are you? I can. No. Yeah, I can see you. Can you hear me?
I think you froze up.
Am I frozen? Can you hear me though? Um, can you see me? He's gone. I'm not sure what happened. He'll be back on.
There we go.
Okay. Cause I could hear you, but
Oh,
you
you
couldn't.
froze up. You know what? You froze up for a minute when I was talking, man. I was like, "Are
Oh,
you there?"
yeah, I could see. I can hear you. So this was the question that came in for you. They said, "Have you tried the stem separation on the MPC standalone yet?"
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. I like that, man. It's good. That's a really good feature, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that a lot, man. So it's for all platforms. Like if you got an MPC Live X or AE or you know what I'm saying, or I don't know, it's a whole bunch of MPCs, man. But yeah, they work for all of them, man.
Okay.
So you just update it, and then you can add the stems to the situation, man.
Yes, and not that I understand what that might mean, but so going back to the music, so I mean, because I know that you've been working on a lot of stuff, but how are you going to prioritize? How are you going to then decide? Okay, do because if Faith is going to be preoccupied with the family, um, I mean, do you have? Are you just going to give? Do you have stuff for Dallas to put out now, or do you
Oh
have
yeah,
to?
oh yeah, I got stuff for them to put out, man. This has been a long time coming, man. I knew I was gonna get a situation with somebody. I just didn't know who.
Yeah,
So
you mentioned that.
I already prepared it already. Like even before I had the two strokes, man, I already had a whole bunch of stuff, man. Already ready. You know what I mean? So when I ended up getting a little better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, I just started doing stuff, man. So I was getting ready already because I knew, like, all right, let me prepare myself. So when the situation come, I'm already prepared. Everything's ready to go. You know what I mean? So
The fact that you're working alone, because as I said, for so many of us, it's Tim and Bob, so it was a production duo. Do you? And I know that you mentioned that you can work by yourself and stuff, but not having an extra somebody beside you, so maybe you started something off and they can finish it off. Does that mean you have to work twice as hard, or how is that now working?
I did all the tracks anyway with me and Bob, like on the end, like all the stuff. Slow down, tell me, Brian McKnight, Donnell. I did all them by myself, man. Like Bob, he helped me write it.
Yeah.
But the tracks, man, the tracks come easy for me, man. Like SRG, right? SRG, I did Brian McKnight, I did Sean Stockman, Bobby V, and Raheem Devon, man. I did
Mm.
all them albums by myself, rolled them and everything, man. You know what I mean? So, you got to forget, man, I was doing all this stuff before I met Bob. So
Yeah.
when Bob came, it was just an added thing, man. But nah, man, it's good. I'm good to go, man. It's no problem.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's no problem at all.
I want to introduce JHott. JHott, this is Tim Kelley. This is JHott.
Nice to
What's up,
meet you,
brother?
man. How
How
you
you
doing?
doing, man? You good?
I'm pretty good, man. I can't complain.
There
How
we
you
go.
doing?
Man, I'm getting there, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I'm getting there, man. I had a couple strokes, man, but it took a minute for me to get to where I'm at right now. I gotta thank my man. You know what? If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't even be this. I wouldn't be this good, man. You remember Namdi? I wasn't even talking as good, right? Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. Cause you know what? At the beginning, man, I still remember this, man. The nurse was like, you know what? In order, because I had little like my muscles in my left side of my face. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It didn't droop, but it's like I was talking weird. You know what I mean? So like I tell you what, she was like, "You're not really bad." She was like, "But you got to do a lot of talking, man." So then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to do some podcasts. And then that's when I seen you and Bob, and I was like, let me go ahead and correct Bob because maybe Bob didn't quite remember how this was said or done. And then me and Nandy became real good friends, man. So
Yeah, that's my
you know what
brother,
I mean?
man.
I'm
He's an
trying to see
awesome
if I can be
person.
the most on here all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Trying to set the record down at this point.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. How you doing, man? You good?
Man, I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. Just getting ready to work on the project with J Dub. You know J Dub?
Who?
J Dub from the Hitman J Dub.
Oh, that's my boy, man.
Yeah, yeah, me and him about to work on the project the first week of August. So I'm about to prepare for that, like you were saying about drum sound. So I'm putting together new kits. You know how it go. You know how you were
Right,
talking about
exactly,
the
man.
importance of the
Congratulations, man.
drums. So I've been putting together drum kits for like 3 days now.
Same thing with me, man. That's a good job, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Congratulations, man. Tell
thank you,
J
man.
Dub I said what's up. That's my boy, man.
I definitely will, man. I just talked to him this morning.
J Dub is crazy on the piano, man. Golly.
Crazy, bro. He's insane.
Where y'all at? Are y'all in Atlanta?
Yeah, well, he's in Atlanta right now. I'm going to Atlanta to meet him. I'm a couple of hours away. I'm in Columbus, Georgia. You know where Dallas and Andre 3000, all of us from. I'm down here right now.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, his uncle Mucho Scott was part of Basic Black. I don't know if you remember Basic Black, Nothing But a
Yeah, I
Party.
remember him. Yeah.
So
That's your Uncle
Mucho,
Mucho. Mucho's my
yeah,
boy too.
yeah. So that's how I know about Tim and Bob because Dallas from Columbus too. Dallas, my father and my uncle was all in a band together before they went to Atlanta.
I remember that.
Yeah, so then when they went to Atlanta, well, most of them they went to New York first. Gene had them come to
Wow,
New
that's
York, and
crazy.
then he moved them back to Atlanta.
Man, that's
And that,
crazy, man.
yeah,
If you mention the name Mucho, you must be dope. Because Mucho is crazy, man.
that's my uncle.
that's his uncle. Yeah, yeah,
That's crazy, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
and
Mucho's.
he and what's so
Yeah.
crazy, he's still dope like that. Like,
You know what? He didn't get the credit, man. He didn't get the credit that he deserved, man.
right,
You know what? You know what it is? If I don't know if you noticed, man. Like anytime you come in under a big producer, man, like Teddy Riley, Dallas Austin, all them, they
yeah,
cast a big shadow, man. So it's like
yeah,
you really got to do something crazy to break out of that and
right,
get your name known. You know what I'm saying?
yep, that's
And
true.
you know, I knew him, I knew him already from Basic Black, man. I
Oh,
just
you
started
did?
following
Okay.
from there, and then me
Yeah,
and him got cool. Once I called him up and we started talking, my ex manager got me his number, so I was like, "Hey, man, you a bad dude, man." And
Wow.
then he was like, "Me?" He said, "You are too." So then we ended up talking and got cool, man. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He used to tell me about you all the time.
yeah, he a bad dude, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that Basic Black is probably one of it's my favorite New Jack album. It's probably my top five albums. And Mucho, I mean, I've been a big fan and friend of Mucho for a long
You
time.
talking
And
about
that's
that album that had let me see.
Nothing But a Party.
Fool for You, that slow song.
Yes, yeah,
special kind
yeah.
of food.
Crazy type of
Oh my
kind of food.
goodness,
Yeah,
man.
it had it's give me oh God,
Whatever
I
it
Want You,
takes.
whatever
Him
it
and Me.
takes.
Yeah,
And she's yeah.
Danny Boy just remade special kind of food.
Wow.
Oh wow, man,
Yeah,
that's dope.
him and Snoop. Yeah, they just
Yeah.
remade it.
And so Mucho didn't get a lot. I mean, I think yeah, because Mucho when he was under Teddy, he did the did Roughneck for MC Light.
Well,
Did
he
a
got
lot
the
of
credit for that. If you look at
yeah.
the
He got
credit,
yeah
he
yeah
got the credit for that.
yeah.
Teddy name ain't on.
On
Well,
Roughneck.
Teddy told me personally that he said he tried to add something to the track, but he was like it didn't need it, and he just said that he had to be a part of one thing. Teddy did do, like the like Tim said on his other interviews, like he was mixed records, and give other people the credit. Like Mucho and Teddy told me, Teddy did mix the record, but Mucho did all the music.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I already said that mucho. And then MC Light is like my sister, man. I did some records on her too. I did one record for her on Wild Wild West soundtrack. That's how I became cool with her, like in '95. So
Dope.
we always talked and we always shared what we doing. So I remember she told me that she worked with Mucho, man. That Roughneck is crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's a
That's
bad
probably my
dude, man.
favorite New Jack Swing track of all time. My
Yeah,
personally. It's
yeah, that's
different.
up there. That's up there, man, for real.
And Jay,
You
you
know what
did
it
stuff.
is? It's like I
Okay, go ahead.
said, man. It's like once you mention like Mucho was dope, but a lot of people didn't know. But once you mention Teddy Riley, it's like that casts a different shadow, man. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You
Yep.
don't end up getting credit, even though you did it. They're gonna be
Yep.
like, nah, Teddy really did that, man. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy
Yep.
how that worked, man.
But you can
Like
tell if you listen
even
to.
on Big Bub album, he did like people's favorite record on there, but they think Teddy did. My Way, he produced that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
That
was my
that's
track.
that's
Yeah,
some of that's people's favorite record on that album.
yeah,
yeah,
man. He
You know
dope,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Make sure you tell him I said what's up, man.
I definitely will, man.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I ain't talked to him in a minute, but man, I always be thinking about it, man. I know you're a good dude, man. You know what I mean? And he
Oh yeah.
deserves credit. Man. I look at it like this, man. Like if you good, man, you know what I mean. People got to give you your flowers, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got
Right.
to. Everybody got to somehow realize who did what and give up the flowers at the end of the day, man. You know what I mean? That's all
Right.
it's about, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
That's right.
Muchos. Yeah, he's been on here three times or so because yeah, definitely always want to big up Mucho. But JHott has done. He worked on Drew Hill's. Was that their final album?
Yeah. Hmm.
So he did. He worked. He did production, and then it
Oh,
was.
dope, man.
Yeah, but
That last album was good too.
it didn't get
I
the
think that
push.
was their best album, man. That last one they did,
It
because
didn't get the
all of them
push.
did like a song. They did a solo song on that album, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. Yep. It didn't get the push that it was supposed to get, but it still was a great opportunity working with all of those guys that can sing like that, man. So my job was pretty easy. You
Yeah,
know, it was easy. The most work I had to do was figuring out what vocals to use. Like they gave me more than what I needed.
that's dope,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
And what was
That's
that
dope.
big single that you came out
I'm
with?
trying to think. I'm trying to think. Did me and Bob get one? I think we did one on there. That's how we ended up meeting Cisco. No, it was
Mm-hmm.
on their first album. Not that album right there. It was on the first album. And then ended up meeting Cisco, and then we started talking, and one thing led to another with Thong Song. But yeah,
Yep.
man, the group was dope though, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. That new guy that they put in there, which is one of my greatest friends in the world, Teo. Tim, you got to work with him, man. He is he's definitely in the top 10 greatest male vocals. Like he can do anything, bro.
Wow, that's crazy.
He can do anything. His vocals is just Keith the one that got me on the album because I work with Keith all the time. He was like, "Boy, I want you to get on this Drew Hill album. I'm about to do a TV show with them. What you got?" So I played some records. So if there's one record, I call Keith. I say, "Hey, I sent you this record. It's nothing but talk about." I said, "I sent you that by mistake." He's like, "Nah, that ain't no doggone mistake." He's like, "I'm finna make the new guy in the group sing it." I said, "It's too high because I said I'm doing it all on the talk box." I said, "It's too high." He's like, "No, it's not." He said, "Come to my house. I'm gonna have him come record it." I said, "Hey, you want me to lower the key?" He was like, "Nah." Then he was drinking like some brown liquor or something. I said, "Man, this guy about to destroy this song." Yo, he went in the booth. He didn't even switch it up. He did every ad lib I did on the talk box. He did.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
He's a beast, man. Like
Yeah,
Nokio is so dope for finding good talent.
that's
yeah.
crazy, man. How come me and you just meeting, man, right now, man?
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I know my aunt used to talk about you all the time.
Man, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. You
You
did
too.
this some dope
I know.
stuff.
I was supposed to meet you when I was in Vegas with Teddy, and like I think around 2017, 18. You were supposed to come out
Oh
there or
yeah, I
something.
remember that.
I was supposed to meet you then. Yeah.
I remember that.
Cause
I was about to come.
You sent Teddy some a drum kit that you made, I think for Was it MPC or something like that?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Teddy told me to come visit him in Vegas, and
yeah,
then just when I was about to go, he broke out, man.
yeah. We went to Atlanta to work on Keith album, his last album.
Right.
Then we
So
came
he
back.
went to it. Yeah, he said he went to Atlanta, then he got a crib, and then he ended up going. What he in Texas right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Texas,
Man,
yeah.
Teddy be on the move, man.
Yo, I moved from Atlanta with him to California, back to Atlanta, to Vegas, back to Atlanta, back to Vegas, then back to Atlanta.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like we moved to California, left all the clothes out there. We came to Atlanta to visit and ended up just staying.
Wow, that's how it work, ain't it?
Man,
So you got to go where it's at, man. That's how. I ended up making it too, man. Like I went from Chicago to Detroit to Atlanta to out here in California. So it's like you got to go where it's at. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's no mistake. But like, whatever you leave behind, man, is what you leave behind. Like, man, I left with all my clothes in Detroit too when I left, man. It was crazy when I go think about it. I had
yo,
one,
I
I
was
had
a
maybe
little
like
upset though,
10
because
clothes.
I had just got a whole new setup. I was a little upset about
But when you get a hit record, man, you can go ahead and make a whole new wardrobe. You'll be good. You good. You know what I
right,
mean?
What
right.
was the song that you did, JHott, with your guy, something about girlfriend? I can't remember the song.
Oh, Ray Lavender?
Yeah, Ray Lavender. What was the
But
song?
girl got a girlfriend?
Yeah, have you heard the song, Tim?
That was on Interscope, like 2007.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
I
JHott.
remember I remember Ray Lavender, man, because he called me, man. He wanted me to work on his album, man. And then I heard what you
Mhm.
did.
Yep.
I was busy working on something else back then. But
Yep.
that was dope, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to link up and do something, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely. If you need talk box or anything,
Do you ever use TalkBox on your
I got you.
stuff, Tim?
Huh?
Do you ever use the TalkBox on your any of your tracks?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you do it yourself, or have you brought somebody else in it, or how?
Me and or Andy Mack, either one of us. I can, you know what? I can do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm dope on Talkbox, man. But I think I'll be sounding too much like Roger and or Teddy too much. So I like to get a different perspective, man. So I don't sound like I'm ripping off from them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Man, I
But
think I've been
I can't
doing
help it. I learn from them, man. You know what I mean? So it's
I
like
I I build them now, man. I've been building them for like 10 years.
that's crazy, man.
Yep, man. Teddy, like when he started back doing it, I made all the sounds and everything for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can't beat the sound out of a talk box, man. If you get it right,
Yeah.
and then when man, when you bite down on the rubber thing right,
Hmm.
man. I mean, you could just make it sound like heaven, man.
Yeah, I do majority of Keith stuff. If you
Uh,
ever hear him
Keep
talk about
sweat.
some Keith Sweat, it's all me.
yeah.
Yep. So
Wow, man, that's
I think
good.
I've been doing more
Congratu-
talk box in
you
the
know what?
last. Hmm.
Congratulations, man, on all the stuff that you done, man. I gotta tell you, man.
I appreciate it, man. Coming from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like to give it up, man. You know what? One thing about me, man, I ain't got no haterade. You know how dudes don't be wanting to give it up, man. I'm not like that, man, because at the end
Right.
of the day, it's about the music, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's good, it's good.
You're
If
right.
it's bad, it's bad. You know what I mean? It's like I
Yeah.
don't never be tripping on that, man.
Right.
It's about the music at the end of the day, man. It's like it ain't personal or nothing like that, man. Like if it's
Exactly.
good, give it up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
Yep.
if you do something, you're gonna want some people to say your stuff is good.
Right.
So how you look not saying nothing good about somebody else's music, man? You know what I mean?
Right.
Give it up. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's how I am too. Like anytime I ever been in the studio with Terry Keith and they bring other talents in the studio, like some of the other producers, like they get jealous or they want to leave. Like I stay because my thing is this: we all do great music, and there's so much bad music on the radio. So when somebody come in with some good music, I'll be happy.
Right.
Like thank you. Like I give it up. Like man, it's your stuff
Because you know
dope.
what it is too, man? It's like good music right now is so far and few in between, man. So like when you hear something good, It's like a
Mm-hmm.
breath of fresh air. You like, wow, man. You know what? Thank you, man. You helping us out, man, because we need as many people as we can doing good music, man, right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they putting out crap right now, man. Like, what you be hearing? I mean, I don't want to name no names, man, but you like, are you serious, man?
Right.
If you go back and listen to the history of R&B, and then you're gonna put this out compared to stuff that happened in the 80s and 90s, come on, man.
Yep.
Like,
And one,
seriously.
one thing I love about all the interviews I've been watching with you on halftime is you talking about the Sonics, and I just feel like that's one of the main things that's missing. And like the older producers complain about the new ones, but ain't nobody teaching them about that. You know what I'm saying? Some people say,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
it
agree.
don't matter." At the end of the day, they gonna listen to it on a laptop or iPhone, or it. But still, though, man, like some of the like if you think about Thriller and Off the Wall, how good that stuff sounded back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got a way better advance. It's so much. It like now you can get great equipment that don't cost a lot. So it's really no excuse for having, you know,
You know
Sonic.
it's crazy? That's what I'll be saying too, man. What you just said. It ain't
Hmm.
right now, it ain't no excuse, man. There's so much stuff out right now, it's ridiculous, man.
Man, between
There's
me and
no
my
excuse
cousin, man,
why
we
stuff
got so
is
much equipment.
not
It's
good.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a gang of stuff out, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? These drum machines and the dolls that's out, man. Ableton, Logic,
Hmm.
even Pro Tools. You can do one of my boys do his tracks through Pro Tools, man. It's like,
K, that's what
you know
K
what I mean?
found. The producer K found. That's one of my good friends. He was using Pro Tools until I converted him to Studio One. But he was making some crazy stuff inside of Pro Tools. I'm like, what?
Man, you know what? Do you got the new Studio 6?
I'm endorsed by him. Yeah.
Man, man, you know what? I used to have somebody that I knew over at Studio over there, man, at Personas, right? But
Hmm.
I think he left, man. I'm trying to get Studio 6.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
I've been trying to get that. How is it? Is it good?
Hold on. How I turn my camera? I ain't used to zoom. Hold on. You see that?
Oh man, you know what? Hey man, you know what? We gotta hey, you know what? Get my number or I'll give it to you or something, man. I'm gonna have to get that, man.
Yeah, no,
I got you.
So you got you got a person
yeah.
over there that you use
Huh?
over at Personas? You got somebody
Yeah, I
that you
got
use?
two guys. My guy Richard Glassford and Rick Nackby. Those are my guys.
Oh, that's dope, man. I ain't
Yeah.
never heard of those guys, man.
Yeah, they Rick been there since day one. He's the guy you see that when stuff come out the interface and all that. He's the
Yeah.
guy you see doing all the demonstrations and stuff online. But that's my guy.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Yep.
Okay.
And you gotta get this when you get Studio One.
What's that right there?
That's the drum pad for Studio One.
You know what? I seen that before.
It's so dope, man. It like with this thing, when I have a link up to Studio One doing my drums, man, you can't tell me I ain't got an MPC.
Man, yeah. Man, like we said, there's so much stuff out, man. It ain't no excuse, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Ain't
I'll
no
send you.
excuse.
Yeah, I'll send you each other's details. So that's no problem.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Um,
that, man.
yeah, because JHott Jay used to. He's the one that got me. When he connected me with Damien Hall, Blackstreet, um, even Sprague and Mucho, and so he's been he even got me Keith Sweat, but unfortunately Keith didn't show up for the interview. But
Yeah, Keith notorious for like he wanna do it, but then when something come up, somebody call him, hey, I want you to come do an appearance. I just want you to do an appearance for an hour. And then he might be getting a bag, so he just forget, you know what I'm saying? It ain't
Right.
intentionally. He just you
I
know what
so
I'm
remember Keith
saying?
used to live down the street from me in Atlanta, man. It was crazy, man. And I never got a chance to. He always used to see me, man. Like we'd be at the grocery store and we'd be talking, man. But
Mm-hmm.
and he'd be
Hey,
like, "Hey, man,
Alpharetta?
come to the crib, man. Let's do something." I never got a chance to hook up with him. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
But he lived down the street. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember that.
I'm up. I'm up. I'm up there every month at his spot.
He's still living out Alpharetta?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
up there every month. Like he doing a bunch of movies and TV series. So if I'm not up there producing, I'm up there mixing for him. Like I'm up there every month,
Wow.
man. Yeah, so yeah, you gotta when you come in, man. I'm definitely gonna link y'all back up.
Okay, cool, man.
So
All
Tim,
right.
I've just sent JJ. I've just sent you Tim's number. So once you
Okay.
finish, you just give him a call out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because
hit me
Yeah,
up. You
I
know
gotta
what?
get.
Thanks, Nam. Every time I come over here, Nat, he hooked me up with everybody, man. I'm telling you, man.
no,
He know when I tell you he know everybody, he know everybody, man.
no,
He
I,
always
I hit
hooking
you.
me up with somebody every time I come over here, man.
I hit him. He was like, I hit him early. He was like, I'm 5 hours ahead of you or something. I said, tell Tim he needs some talk balls and vocal. I got him. I said he might not need the production, but I said if he needs some talk balls and vocal, I got him.
Yeah, you know what? It's like I said, I do it, but I ain't tripping, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, come on, man, to help me out, man. I ain't tripping on that, man.
Hmm.
I don't be, you know what? One thing about me, man, I don't be thinking like I need to do everything. You know what I mean? So like, if your ideas be better than mine, I ain't dumb, man. It's like the best idea win. You know what I mean?
Oh shoot,
Because
you
we
may
all just
take
trying to get a hit record,
you may take some from this one and that and put them together.
right? That's
You know
what
what
I'll
I'm
be telling
saying?
Nancy. I'm like, hey man, at the end of the day, man, we all trying to find a way to get back on the chart, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
At the end of the day, that's what it's about. Because
Yep.
if you want to just brag and say you did the whole thing on your own and don't do nothing, man, now what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that's 100% of nothing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's that you got behind you right there?
Where at?
Those yellow
I
and
got
black
a gang
speakers.
of stuff. What you talking about?
The yellow and black speakers.
Where at?
oh, the speakers, the
Those
yellow,
yellow and black speakers.
the
Oh,
speakers.
that's just some. That's just some stuff at night, man. I'll be lighting up just to make it look good. You know
No,
what I
the
mean?
yellow and black. No, the KRKs.
Oh, what do I got on there?
No, I'm saying, do you know about the new KRKs? Do you
Oh
know
yeah, I
what?
got that endorsement. Yep.
I'm saying, you know. Oh, we got to talk. Do you know? So, the guy that used to be over at Gibson designed those. Do you know that those series of rockets? I have them too, but you know they got the V series components inside of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And so, like I was
Gibson bought
telling,
them. You know what? Gibson bought them, right?
yeah, mm-hmm.
My guy, man, is the one. I got the endorsement, man, from them. You know what? They was gonna make my own speaker, man. They was gonna make my own speaker, man, but they fired the guy that I was
Hello. I
recruiting.
think that my sound went out.
Oh, we can hear you, Jay. Unless you want to. Okay, he'll come back in. He'll come back in. Bring him
That dude,
back
man.
in.
I'm back.
Okay, we
Oh,
can
there you
hear you.
go.
But yeah, those some good speakers. Like I be trying to tell people, they were like they rockets. I like no, these rockets are different from the other ones.
They sure are, man.
Yeah, those they great. So let me tell you how I tested them. I went to Airbnb right to set up, and I had a writers camp, and I took them, and I said I did a little tuning to them. I said I'm gonna do a rough mix in here, in this Airbnb, and I want to see what it come out like. So
Right.
when I sent the mix off, I sent it to J Dub and I sent it to Keith. J Dub called me back like, man, where you mix that song? I said at Airbnb. He's like, what speakers you use? I said these big 10-inch KRK. He's like, are you KRKs? Are you serious? I did a rough mix on them in the Airbnb and it came out like I was in the studio.
Yeah. You know what? Matter of fact, man, that's how I've been doing all my mixes is right on these right here, the Rockets, man.
Yeah.
Been doing all my mixes on there, man.
You heard of CK speaker?
Yeah. Yeah.
You seen those little cubes?
Yeah,
That he
man.
made? I
You know
got
what?
two pair of them,
Cubes are
bro.
crazy, man. My boy, man. Hey, you know who Bugs the Beat is?
Who?
Heard him?
Who
His name
that?
is Bugs the Beat.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, he the one that hit me on them cubes that you're talking about.
Man, I can't live
He
without. I
said
got
they
two
hit.
pair.
He said they hit like crazy, man.
John Marie Horvick was the one that got him to design them.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah,
He mixed
so
my Babyface record, man. That's a good friend of mine, man.
yeah, I talk to John all the time. He had him. John had him. It's crazy. John loved Teddy so much. He had them make them so he can give Teddy a pair. Once he gave Teddy a pair, I bought a pair. Then like a year after that, I bought another pair. I just was like, man, I can't be with just one pair of these because they so dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I leave
Right.
one at home. I leave a pair at home. And I travel with the other pair.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I think it's crazy, man.
Man, that's tripped out, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what? Namdi probably can't even get in the count because
No,
we
we should
talking
try.
egghead, we
Hey, we
talking
just.
egghead equipment, and Namdi don't produce, so he probably like, what the heck are y'all talking about?
Hey, you know, it is. You
I'll be
know,
like, where are y'all at, man? I can't get with y'all on this.
no,
Man.
this is a community, so I have no problem with you guys connected. Because, as I said, that Jay's been a big fan of yours, and he hit me up a couple of some weeks ago to say, he appreciates hearing what you had to say.
Oh yeah.
And he said if there's an opportunity to come on to talk to you, yeah, then definitely. So I have no, and I'm glad you know Mucho, because all of us who are New Jack fans know and respect Mucho for the stuff
Oh
he
yeah,
did.
man. Oh yeah. That's a
Yeah,
bad man. Like I said, man,
yeah,
he dope, man.
A lot of
yeah.
people don't know. After Basic Black left Gene, Dallas wanted to sign them.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that, man, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Gene ended up going to jail or something. He died. Did he die in jail or something like that?
Nah, he passed it like a home, like a like a home, something like that. Like for the sickly people.
Oh, with
Yeah,
dementia
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Wow, that's crazy, man.
I've got a few questions for you, Tim. What Zach has asked? Can you ask Tim? Did he work on the DARP remix of Tevin Campbell's "Just Ask Me Too"?
No, you know what? I wasn't in the industry yet, so I didn't do that.
Okay.
But I worked on the remix of "Can We Talk."
Okay.
I actually helped Babyface with yeah, we did a remix. That was one of the first things I did, man. Is a remix of "Can We Talk," man, from Tevin Campbell.
Wow.
Well, that's dope.
So that ended up going #1, man. That was pretty cool, man. You know what I mean?
Alex asks, when did you start remixing the song "Careless Whispers" by Tamir on his self-titled debut album?
Man, how do you? I can't believe how these people be knowing this stuff, man. Tripping, man. Okay, so what happened with that was we was about to work on Mia's second album, right? But then Quincy was like, "Hey, man, why don't y'all do Careless Whisper over on it?" I'm like, man, from your man, I'm like, cause man, he my favorite, man. Oh boy, what's his name? I did that from Wham. What's his name?
George Michael.
Yeah, he one of my favorite artists, man. So I was like, hey, man, I would love to do that. So when I did it, they put it on a soundtrack that drink, because we had a deal with DreamWorks. So they put it on one of the soundtracks over there. And then that's how that came about, man. Because they heard it and they was like, hey, man, can we put this on here? So we called Quincy and he was like, go ahead.
Wow.
And then that's how they ended up on there, man. You know what I mean?
Jimmy's asking, "Summer Nights" by Q Parker. Did you record the track with Q Parker, "Summer Nights"?
I sure did, man.
Are you
Sexy nights, summer nights. Yeah, I sure did.
Okay. Are you also going to remix that? Release that or so? That's what they asked.
You know what? We working on it right now, man. I just remixed it. Matter of fact.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You know what? That's crazy that he asking that, man. I just remixed it 2 days ago, man.
Okay. Let me see. Zach asks, "Did you remix R. Kelly's 'You Remind Me of Something'?"
Yeah, no, I didn't remix it. I actually did that. I did that whole album, man. With him, me and Mario did. Mario Winans. We did the whole album. You
Wow,
remind me of my
I didn't know
man.
that, man.
Baby, 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 all that. We went through the whole thing with him, man.
Wow, but you weren't credited?
Wasn't credited, man.
Wow.
You know, man, back then, man, everybody, like I told you, man, they like, you know how now, man, you be seeing 10 producers on one record, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't like that back in the 90s, man. It was like everybody was jockeying for position, man. So it's like sometimes your name would get left off. You like, wow, I did that whole track. How y'all gonna just leave me off, man? What's going on, man? You know what I mean, it's crazy, man. Because I got that. I got that album right here, man. Look, let me see. I don't know if y'all can see it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, that's fine. Did you work with Short Michael or Tall Michael? Somebody,
Oh, say it again.
they said, did you work with Short Michael? I don't even know what that is.
Short Michael or tall Michael? What?
No, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe Lex again. The other question we got from Alex is, when did Tamir work with Tim and Bud for his sophomore album, A New Day?
Oh, the New Day album?
Yeah, did you do much on that?
No, man. You know what? I did like 6 at first. I did 6. I showed Sylvia, man, and she loved him at first. That's what I was telling you about. Remember? I saw you, and she was like, "Y'all go ahead and do the whole album." All of a sudden, the next day, I'm like,
Oh, Tim, I think your sound is cut off.
"What's going on?" So what I did is I got like one on there, man. I got one song on it
Okay.
on that album, but yeah, they went a different direction, man. Cause I don't know, probably she man, you know what? I'm real, man. Like she's one of them ones that when she hear it, she be like, "Oh yeah," that's it. And then she stand on that. Like it's one person that be like,
Tim, I think your sound is cutting off. You may have to come in and come back on. I think
"Okay,
yeah.
okay, hold on."
Okay, that's better.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah, I was saying, man, like Sylvia's one of them ones where it's like she can't. As
Oh no,
soon
you
as
can
you
put your
put it
phone back.
on,
You can put your phone back. Yeah, so it's fine. You can hold it back. Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, like soon as she hears something, man, she don't be really like bobbing her head or nothing like that, man. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, the next day, man, she said she don't like it, man. It's like you said you just liked it the other day. What's going on, man? But you know what? A lot of people in the music industry like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
J
Yeah,
the X J the X are you what about the
I
Black Street
said
album?
you had them problems too, man. Right?
They
One day
said
they like, the next day they be
right.
like, I don't know about that. You be like, you just liked it yesterday, man.
But they said, am I still working on the Black Street album? Well, the album is finished, but it's some negotiation going on with trying to say Black Street and the record company. So I don't, I've been completed the album. It's mixed. I don't. Whenever they complete their negotiations, whatever, then I guess it'll come out then. But I did the whole album. It's
There's with
done.
Interscope, right?
No, they with a
This is a new
record
one they
company.
just did now
Yeah,
without Teddy.
Okay.
yeah. I did the whole album, but it's a record company called Spinning Records from Amsterdam, and that record company is through Warner Brothers.
Oh, that's dope, man. You did the whole album?
Yeah, we went up to Virginia, and I did all the demos down here, but we went up to Virginia and recorded everything.
That's dope, man.
So
Congrats, man.
I
Yeah.
feel like I feel congratulated when it come out.
I think
You know
that's
what?
what
Do you got the records in your possession?
Yeah,
Hey, that's how I'll be looking at it. That's all that matters. If it
yeah,
don't come out, I still got the record. So it's like
right, right.
do
Because
whatever I
I can't, and I'm
bring them
gonna
out.
give it a little time, but I can't let them go to waste. Like they are amazing records, like amazing.
So a question for both of you. I can start with you, Tim. Is it
Okay.
what's the worst setup of equipment that you've used to produce a hit record, but it wasn't the best setup, but it created a hit record?
You know what, man? So into you, man. I did that just laying on the floor with my MPC 3000, man. So I sampled "Oh Yeah" from Commodores. That was one of my dad's favorite songs, man. His band used to do that. So I always remembered that song, right? So I just started messing with that one day. I put it in my MPC, and just before me and Bob had got our studio in the basement, I was messing with that, and I just came on with the record, man. So then I told Bob, I said, "Hey, Bob," I said, "Come upstairs and check this out." So Bob listened to it, and he was like, "Dang, man." I'm like, man,
Oops. He just. I'm sure somebody just called him.
yeah, he was like, hey man, that's dope, man. So I came up with that just laying on the ground, man. You know what I mean? Laying on the ground with an MPC.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I probably did like some other ones like that, but the biggest one I did was So Into You with that. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Jay, what about you?
But when the MPC 3000 first came out, man, come on, man. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
MPC 3000 or the 2000. You know what I'm saying? It's like they had filters in there already. They had effects and all that. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I guess that's why Jay Dilla always had dope beats because it's like you already self-contained when you do that joint. It's all the stuff is already sitting there already. But
And that's
now
the
these
secret.
days, Ableton, Logic, all that, man, you don't even need an MPC, man.
And like
All you need is
that was the
that.
secret. Messing with those filters, me and my cousin used to. That was the secret. Like we already had that joint hidden on the MPC before we even printed it to the. You know what I'm saying? Like all those filters and stuff. If you mess with those filters and stuff, right, you can get the kicks to hitting harder. Like
Okay. He just. He- you still battling a code?
he probably gonna come again,
Yeah,
huh?
he'll come back in. Yeah, I say you still battling a code.
Yeah, it's getting better, man. I went and ran and lift some weights today, so that kind of helped me feel a little better, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yes. And so, I mean, oh, okay. Do you think we can get Keith Sweat one day? Since you
I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna call his man. I'm gonna give you his man. I'm gonna text you his manager's number.
No,
Boy.
you even gave me Keith's number, and I have it on my phone. But and you gave me Bull and stuff. But
Yeah,
Keith, unless because unless you're there with him and say, "Can we come on?" And you probably so it would be one of the things where if you're with him, you can just hit me up and says, "Can we just go on live now?" And I can just
but the person that I know will make it happen though. I'm gonna get you and him, all of us on the phone. Bull would definitely make it happen. As of right now, right now, because Bull Keith about to be at the house a lot, finishing up some songs. So now will be the easiest time, and Bull definitely can make that happen. I'm gonna hit Bull when we get off.
okay,
But you were
okay.
saying, what's my you asked me a question. You said,
Yeah, what was the worst? They asked, when you would if you're doing production, what was one of the worst sounds you've used? The equipment, but gave a great sound.
well, I'll say this. It wasn't the worst equipment, it was the less equipment. I had a setup with Logic and I was converting all my drum sounds from the MPC 2000 XL and from the MC 909 that I created into the ESX 24. It's out of Logic. I had made my kit converted all to that. And just with that and some stock sounds, that's what I made My Girl Got a Girlfriend for Ray Lavender 2007 in my mom's bedroom, coming home from Atlanta to visit. Took me 9, 10 minutes to make the beat, sit the tune. I ain't think nothing of it. And the song ended up being on the high 100.
Wow.
So
You know what? I love that, man. You know what I mean? If you doing all that, that mean that you care a lot about your sound, dog. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
I love that, man.
When
Cause
you get when you get this Studio One, the kits that I made in Impact, look, so now when you make a kit in Impact, it converted all to one file. So that one
what?
file, if you import it inside of Impact Studio One, all the drums it's like unzipping the folder. It unzips
Man,
inside of
hey,
the yeah.
you might have to send me a folder, man, so I can see what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
So he's got your
We
number.
might have
He's
to
gonna
trade
hit you up
folders.
after this.
We might have to trade some sounds, man, for real.
Oh, for sure.
For real, man.
He's
For
got your
sure,
number.
man.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, man.
Wow. Oh man, you got to send me some stuff, man.
Man, it's just
Oh man, you know what? I need them in my life, man, for real.
crazy.
Cause you know a good kick and a good snare, man, change your life, dog. You know,
Man,
people just don't know how that, man, what that do to you, man.
right.
Especially if you create sounds, man. They don't know how, like, you know what I mean, that does to you, man. It just change you, man. And to
Then,
make you feel creative too.
yeah.
You know
Then a
what I
lot
mean?
of new producers, they be like, they rely on the engineer too much to make their stuff. You know, they send their files in one kick,
Right.
one snap. Like my
I agree.
sessions, I still got 3-4 kick, 3-4-5. I still mold my sounds to this
Yep.
day.
Me too, man. To this day, man.
You know,
I do. Let's trade
so
folders, man.
let's go.
We gotta trade folders, man. I know I could tell the way that sounded through the phone, man, if they crazy, man.
Man, it's so man, it's so many, man. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy.
It's-
Jay,
Hey,
you got his number though.
you up on Bass Delicious?
On who?
Bass Delicious?
No?
It's the best synth bass plugin. It's the closest you're gonna get to like a SC1 or a minimal. It's the closest you're gonna get. It's by this company called Gospel Musician. They really took the time to sample the stuff right. It's the
What's the name
closest.
of it again?
As a matter of fact, Marcus Divine, he don't even play a real synth bass on tour. He plays the plug-in of bass list out of his iPad.
Oh my goodness, man. You got hey man, me and you got to link up, man.
Yeah, man.
Enough
Like,
said. I didn't heard enough, man.
yeah.
I didn't
well,
heard enough, man,
well,
dog, for
Jay,
real.
Jay, I've sent you his number, so don't worry.
Okay.
Tim, the other question here is, what was the emphasis behind Deborah Cock? I could have been you. What was the inspiration for doing that?
Uh I don't know. She just you know what? She just came in and when she came in, man, we just went to work, man. It wasn't like necessarily something that we was thinking about. I was just when we heard her voice, I was thinking about something that maybe she would sound good on, but I wasn't really thinking about nothing. I was just doing some stuff and then seeing what we write on it, man, on the records, man. So all of them just came out like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You know,
But Clive sent her to Atlanta to be in Dallas first, man. So my radio could have been you. Just Be Good to Me from SOS Band. All them joints, we just messing around, man.
what were you playing, Jay?
Huh?
Were you playing something?
Oh no, I'm listening.
No,
I
no.
was just messing.
Okay,
I
no, I
was
thought you.
messing. I was messing with that bass delicious.
Oh, let him hear it now.
Oh man. Okay, man. Now you teasing me, man. Dog. Dog. As soon as we hang up, I'm calling you, man. I gotta get that Studio 6, man. Do Teddy use that too?
Huh?
Do Teddy use Studio 6 too?
Yeah, well, he go back and forth. So I ain't talked to him in a while, but my boy J Soul right for him. He'll try to use something else. Then he always go back, like, try to see what else out there. But this Studio One, man, especially from your sound, like this, what you did with the Bobby V and the Thongs, it's like an extent. It's like having the sound of the reason why we fell in love with it. We've been using it since version 1, and we helped to make it what it is today. We gave
Yeah.
them, but man, to me, my cousin, he loved NPCs and stuff like that. And when I first told him about Studio One, he said, "What make you like it?" I said, we started on MPC. Mucho of them started us out on MPC 62. I said, it feels like that, but in the computer. I was using Logic in the MPC. Me and my cousin and Mucho, we've been using Logic MPC since I was like going on 11 years old. But I said, Logic don't give me the feeling like Studio One feels like the MPC inside a computer. That the
You know
timing,
what? That's what I
like
like about Ableton. You ever use Ableton before?
I tried to, but Studio One's so dope, I couldn't.
You know
I
what, man?
tried.
That's what my cousin did too, man. Like he switched over to Studio One too. So I used you know what? I actually used the old school Studio and I use Ableton. But I wanted to get the new Studio 6 when it came out.
I'm
And
gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for you. And they got the Dolby Atmos on it now.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get
I
it.
can't wait, man. You
And
know
the
what I mean?
drum, the impact, the drum program, the drum plug-in in it, it hits so hard, man.
Wow, that's crazy, man. I can't wait, man.
But it's crazy, bro. Like I can
You
play
know
another
what?
kit for you right now. Like,
You know what? With that Studio 6, what you got? One thing you got to have a lot of space for your computer, boy. I remember
well,
that.
well, that's if you download all the expansions that they got. So
Yeah,
what I did, I put another hard drive inside of my laptop, and I put all my expansions on that extra hard drive because after they gave me everything, because they make a lot of expansions for it now, but
right.
they gave me everything. Like I had to put a second hard drive just to put those expansions over there.
I remember
So
that. Man. I remember that, man. It was like it eat up everything. Like if you're trying to put it in your computer, it eat up your whole computer, man. If you're trying to put it in there, man. The only thing,
yeah, man, like I don't know if you hit it, but like
man.
that's coming from the drum machine in here. The drum, like they're all coming from in here. Like all I completely converted J Dub. All he uses Studio One for the last 4 years. Is
Oh
all
my
he
God.
uses now. And he came from Logic. He was like, I ain't never leaving Logic, nephew. When he got when I gave him that Studio One, he was like, oh man, he was trying to convince Mucho. Mucho won't leave Logic for nothing. Like he won't leave it for nothing, man.
You know what it is? It's like when you master something, man. It's kind of hard to like let it go. That's what it is.
No, it ain't
Not
that.
knowing it's like, you know
No, that's
what,
my
man?
mama.
It's like some stuff is the converters in there is a little bit different, man. You know what I
It
mean?
ain't even that. I know my mama brother. He just stubborn. he just stubborn. You know what I'm saying? He produced Roughneck when Logic was on Atari. So that's like, but he's forgetting that he put me and my cousin, his other nephew, my uncle Zach, his brother, he played bass. He put us both on Logic. He forgetting that we were Logic heads too. But when Teddy told me about Studio One, I was thinking in my head, because this is what happened. I said to myself, here you go, trying to show me another dog. Because when he showed me Cubase in the window, I ain't like, I said, oh, Lord. So he called me to his sister's house. It was like 2009. I went over there. 2008, I went over. I'm like, oh, Lord. He said, when you see this, you're not going to mess with a lot. Because I kept trying to leave. He played it for me. He was showing me some stuff. I said, well, show me something then. If I program a beat, I said, on Logic, if you program a beat on the same thing, you can split the tracks. And I said, all you got to do is, can they do that? He's like, yeah. Let me show you. When you program the only thing you did is hit E. That means explode tracks, and it separates them with one click of a button. I'm like, I said, I have
Wow.
about six. I said, I have about 6 tracks for you tonight. And he was like, you ain't gonna get it that easy. It's easy. I said, I already got it. My brain already got it. He gave me a copy. I went home around midnight. I had like 8 joints in his email, and I ain't been out.
Wow. That's
I
crazy,
ain't
man.
touched Logic since. I ain't touched Logic since.
That's crazy, man.
And
I can't.
mix
I can't
wise,
wait to get that, man.
Pro Tools can't compare.
Wow, that's saying a mouthful, man.
Studio One is the only dog that every time they do an upgrade or update, you getting 30 plus new features.
Hmm.
So when you get this, you with your sound, it's over with.
Hey, hit me on, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's over with.
Hey, I can tell we gonna be talking. Hey, we gonna be talking for days when we get out the phone. I can tell, man.
Right.
Do you remember this, man? Because Teddy hit me onto this, man. Remember back in the day, Open Labs?
Yeah. The Nico and the Mikos.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
Teddy was like, "Hey Tim," and he was like, "You know what? Everything, man, finna go, man, like electronic, man, like finna go like Nikos and Mikos and all that stuff." So this is
Mm-hmm.
when I was still using my MPC, and I was like, "What's that, man?" So then he showed me the keyboard. I'm like, "What the heck is this, man?" So then I remember like Ableton was in there. That's how I started first using Ableton because
Yep.
it was already in the Mikos, man, already.
Yep.
So
Yep.
then
It
I
sure
called the
was.
I called the guy up, and I told him Teddy told me to call him, and he sent me and Bob some Mikos, man. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it just changed our life, man. That's how I started using Ableton, man, from then on out.
Now let me tell you something. Nobody ever seen this. He had a silver one, a silver Nico. You know, the Nico was the small one. He had a silver
Yeah, yeah,
Nico, the 61 that nobody ever seen. Like he he got our computer guy to go in and take the motherboard out. He was the first one to have 64 gig of RAM back then, 2010, in a Nico. They didn't produce them like that though. He did it, and that joint was so fast it was ridiculous.
yeah. I remember that, man. You know what I mean? I still got all mine, man. Hey, you know the? Did you hear the? Did you ever hear about the D beat?
Which one?
The D beat that was from Open Labs. It's called
Yeah,
D beat.
yeah, the
I
little
came up
yeah.
with that.
What?
Yep, me and this guy from Germany did.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I was supposed to get one from them, but when Teddy hit him up, that's when the company had I think they bankrupt or something like that. Man, that was sad.
yeah.
That was sad,
You know,
man.
you know the real reason why, man, the Asian dude, man, couldn't use Mac. It was PC based
Hmm.
because he used to work for Mac. He used to work for Mac, right?
Hmm.
So what he did was he took a lot of their patents and then he left, and then he was trying to put it inside the Nicos. They was like, if you do that, man, we're gonna sue you, man, and take you to court, and you're going to have to go to jail, man. So that's
Guess
why they.
who did it though? Guess who figured it out? It was
Oh,
this. Can y'all hear me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, we can hear you. Oops. Okay,
Yeah,
he's back. Okay.
yeah,
Figured it
man.
out. It's this company called Music Computing. They had figured it out. They sold the keyboards that was like the Nico and the Miko with Mac and PC OS on them. It was called Music Computing.
You know what? I remember that, man.
They figured it out, but they got shut down.
I remember that, man.
Yeah. They
I
was
sure
like
remember,
Nikos and Mikos on steroids. They was way better. Yeah.
man. Man, you know what, man? I miss them days, man. But it's like I don't miss like because the window wasn't that big, man. So you had to really like touch it with a finger, to make sure you hit everything right. Remember that?
Hey, but you know how I was using mine? Like me and Teddy, like I was set up to go from simple to complicated. We always used ours with a screen. We always had a big screen. Like
Yeah, me too. I did too.
I used
Yeah,
to hate touching that little screen, man.
yeah. I ended up using some monitors too, man, to make it bigger so you can see the computer screen and all that.
We was using touchscreen monitors before Slate came out with them.
Wow.
Yeah, we was using them with the Nikos and the Mikos.
I came front. I remember Teddy is the one hit the song to it because I ain't know nothing. When he told me that, man, and when I seen it, I was like, man, what the heck is this, man?
Yeah, he had gave me a black one. What's that black one? The small one, the Miko.
Yeah, the black ones was dope.
He had gave me one of those and stuff like that.
And then the 61 key, they even had them in gold. Remember that?
Yep. Look,
Yeah.
he had a silver cover. He had a silver one right before the company went out of business. Like I said, he had this silver aluminum looking one, man. That was so
Yeah.
crazy.
I got that. I got that one.
You got that one too? That
Yeah,
was
I got
so
that one. Yeah.
crazy. But he got our guy to take the motherboard out, put a motherboard that fits in there, and we had 64 gig. It was the only one with 64 gig of RAM.
Hey, I ain't gonna front. Them used to hit hard too, man.
Yeah, because you know
Nikos and
why?
Nikos, them must be hitting hard,
You
dog.
know why? Those early on cheap PreSonus interface, the cheap ones used to be punchy. That's what they had inside of them.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
had the audio box.
You're right. You
Yeah.
definitely right about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You heard about the new PreSonus Quantum? The new quantum interface? We'll talk. Look,
We'll
we'll
talk.
talk. We'll talk about it. We'll talk. Yo, but I'm gonna tell you real quick. That is now the top. It's the top. I switch interfaces a lot, man, but it's the top converter wise and preamp. It's the top out right now. It just came out like a month ago, but I knew about it already.
Man, you got to. Hey, man, you know what? I can tell when me and you talk, man, you gonna hit me on to a lot of stuff, man.
Oh, I got you, man.
Hey, you've got a lot of music to produce, Tim. So when I was asking you a question about working with someone, and so Jay's, he did a lot of stuff with Teddy and stuff. So he works as he works fast. He's got the same work ethic as his uncle Mucho. So,
Oh yeah.
hey, if I know you work fast, Tim, but you know, if
Oh
you
yeah.
always need a junior partner or something like that, just you
Oh
know,
yeah, man. You know what? I'm gonna hip you on to everything I'm doing, man. It's a long list of stuff too, man.
Man, let's work, man. I know about that
Like,
label. I heard you talking about that label on here.
yep.
yeah,
So I got the labels and then all the other people, man, on the outside. Mary J, Jasmine Sullivan. Let me see. What's so girl name, man? That won American Idol.
Fantasia.
Fantasia, yeah. So MC Light manages her. So Light hit me up like 2 days ago. She was like, "Hey, yo, Fantasia want to work with you." I'm like, she one of my favorites, man. I'm like, she one that always got away. Every album, man, they would call us, and then I never got to work with her, man. It was crazy.
That's crazy. Her and Mucho just talked about a week ago. She got a girls group or something like that, right?
She sure do, yeah.
Yeah, they just talked like a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got her, Rick Ross, man. I mean, so many people, man. Golly, man.
That's what's up.
Wow.
Rick Ross, Jamie Foxx, you know what I mean?
Woo.
But you know how that go, man. You know how the music industry go now, man. Everything on spec. So you
Yeah.
got to do the record first for them to be like, and then you could do the record. You waiting around for a whole year to see if they like it or not, though. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So you could be working on the artist, man, but like, I don't know, man. Everybody messed it up, man, because it's like when they used to give you the first half or they give you the whole thing,
Mhm.
like they didn't turn especially when they had them on schedule to come out. It's like
Yeah.
all the producers, man, will be like doing the songs later or something like that. And then
Yeah.
I messed it up, man. I'm telling you, man. They was just
And then,
wasting
and then
money
it's
doing that.
and then it's like you hold the record for so long, and then when you finally let it go, they get mad. Man, it's been 2 years. What this?
Exactly, man.
Crazy, man.
It's like, hey, man, you know what? This is what I do every day, man. I just I'm gonna feed my family, man. You gotta give me something, man.
Right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Oh, that
Yep.
record ain't going, you know what I mean? That's gonna be gone, man.
Right.
Missing You by Case and Joe.
Right.
Just like
Oh
Missing
yeah,
You.
you know what? That's crazy you say that. That's what happened, man. It's like, hey man, you know what? Somebody else gonna want the record, man.
Yep. It's like what happened with the 911 record and Guy. You know, they did the whole 911 album, had a release date and everything. They did the deal through Little Man Record, Teddy Record Label, and Interscope. They had the release date. Mucho did the whole album. Teddy did one song. He did the whole album. And they got scared because the guy had got back together to do the God 3. So instead of putting 911 album out, Teddy kind of stopped it and he took 911 best songs and put it on God.
Right.
You know what I'm
And some of them,
saying?
and the others on Black Street finally album. But
Yeah.
they had
But
Misery and yeah.
but it couldn't touch what Diesel did. The lead singer, Basic Black, his vocals, man.
Yeah.
I know you remember him, Tim.
Yeah, I do.
Man,
Yeah.
his vocals, bro.
Talk
When
about that
Stevie
light.
Wonder when Stevie
Talking
Wonder
about the
tell you
light
that you
skinned dude
go,
that was in the group.
huh?
You talking about the light skinned dude that came in the group
Yeah,
No, this
that could
yeah,
sing real high,
911.
right?
yeah,
The
huh?
lead singer of Basic Black.
Yeah.
The lead
And
singer of Basic Black, and he went to 911 with Mucho.
Man, he was vocal coaching Justin Timberlake before he passed, bro. He was so Diesel, man.
I remember that, man. He was crazy, man.
Yeah.
That dude vocals still. I got the whole album, like the whole. I listen to it every week still.
Hmm.
Wow, that's tripped out.
Tim, question that Zach has is: Did you work back in '93 on a group called 5 a.m.? Did you work on a group called 5
Man, hey, how people be knowing all this stuff, man? Yeah, I did.
a.m.?
Okay, so it was Rosie. Remember Rosie Perez, the
Yeah.
actress? So
Yeah.
she had a group 5 a.m. signed. That's how I met Randy Jackson, man. It was through Columbia. That's how I got Destiny's Child signed. He was the only A&R that I knew. So she brought him down, man, and we did like half their album. They never came out. They was
Wow.
dope too, man.
Wow.
I mean, man, we did some fire on them, man. But you know what? I lost the dat, man.
Oh, is that the one that you lost with that? Okay.
That was part of the dats, man.
Wow.
Lost them, man. I was like, man, God. So then, but you know, I ended up getting a relationship with Randy. So then that's when I ended up getting Destiny's Child, getting them over there to check them for Columbia to check them out. And then 112 was Forte at the time. So we was trying to get them signed over there too. So he's like, I don't know about the guys. He said, man, but them girls, man, there's something about them, man. He was like, man, he said, man, let's do a showcase. Let's see what's up. And then that's when we did one song and then we did a half of the other one. Man, they just cut everything off, shut the doors. They was like, let's do a deal right now.
Wow.
We had to call Dallas, man, to have Dallas help us out because we didn't really know what to say. You know what I mean? I had to call Dallas and ask him, and Dallas was like, first of all, what y'all doing in New York, man? You know what I'm saying? I got, you know what I mean? I got 3 projects for y'all waiting here, man. So we had to explain that, man. I was like, but yo, Columbia want to sign the girls right now, man. He was like, all right, here's what you tell them, man. And then, you know, he coached us through it. But I didn't know, man. You know what I mean? I ain't know what to say, dog. When they shut the door, because I didn't think it was going to go like that. I thought we was going to do maybe 5 songs, and then we go back, and then they was going to tell us what up. Man, they did one song, they closed the doors, man. It was like, let's do the deal right now, man. That's how it used to happen back in the day, man, like in the 90s, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Pink, Nate from Boys and Men, he had a group. She was in a group at first. Pink was, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened was they started singing for LA, and so LA was like, "Hey, I love you girls. Could you go out for a minute?" So then after that, he had me and Bob and Nate in the room, and he was like, "Hey man, you know what? I don't like the group, but I like that girl that got the pink hair, man." He was like, "So it's up to y'all to tell them, man, what I said, man." I was like, "Golly, we gotta hurt their feelings like that, man." So we went out and told them, man. They was hugging and crying and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So Pink stayed there, and then the other girls went back to Philly, man. That's how Pink happened, man, right there. From
Wow.
LA saying, like, I don't like the group, but I like her.
And look how big
You
she
know
is
what?
now.
He did the same thing with the Braxton sisters, man. He was like, I don't like the group, but I liked her right here. And that was Tony. And then that's how that happened. He did the same thing with them.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Oh, goodness. Another question that came through by DJ Yom TV. What equipment did you use back in '95? I've heard you were one of the first producers using the computer software when other producers were using MPC. But
I don't know. I really love the MPC 3000, so I use that on everything almost, man. Matter of fact, I still do to this day because I got some stuff that just hit so hard. Like I got about 5 MPCs, but it's one that I had my guy mess with. It just hit so hard, dog. I can't let it go, man. So it's some sounds, man. You know what I mean? That I still use to this day, man. You know what I mean? Because they hit hard.
Tim, did you ever use because I know even when Mucho he had 2 setups. He had setup with the MPC and all the sound modules, but then he had a Logic setup. He used to use the S3000s and all that. Did you ever use those from a car?
Yeah, I sure did. Yeah.
Yeah. He used to love the sampling that thing, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I sure did. It's
yeah,
tripped
man.
out. It's crazy.
Zach X again, Tim, on Mr. Dalvin's Get Mine. Was Johnny Gill on the track?
He sure was, yeah.
Okay.
Man, how everybody be knowing all this, man? Yeah, Johnny Gill was on the end, man. You know what? We did. You know what? I'm gonna tell you, man. Guess what? We did it on Usher at first, man.
Oh, wow.
That was Usher's, man. Let me see. It was called My Way on Usher, man. And then when we sent it back to LA was like, oh my God, this is the first single, this and that. So Jermaine was like, hey man, let me go back in with Usher and do something for free, man. Then That's when he came. That's when he came up with My Way. So LA told us, he was like, you know what, man? Since Jermaine worked so hard on the album, man, I got to kick y'all's off. I was like, what?
Dang.
Just because he worked hard? I'm like, man, come on, it's about the records, man. You know what I mean? But I saw it get on him, man. Usher was like, man, you know what? I tried everything, man. You know what I mean? Because he was about to drop Usher, man. So he got
Oh, after the
excited
first
when he heard
album.
My Way.
Mm.
And then and then Jermaine did his thing, and then that was history. So what I did was I just named it My Way. No, Get Mine. You know what I mean? And then Dalvin did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, David, another question that came in from Jimmy says, "Only Human" by Bobby V is an absolute timeless. How long did it take to make the beat?
5 minutes. You know what? I'll be thinking, man, like I'll be doing this, man. I don't know if you do this or not. If I gotta work on a beat more than like, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes, man, something ain't right, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you gotta work on a beat, man, this is for me. Like if you gotta work on a beat 15 or 20 minutes or something like that, then you need to just tear it off and just start over again, man. Cause something ain't hitting right to you, man.
Yeah.
Because a beat should hit you right away when you do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I always kept that philosophy through my whole career, man. I'm like, if it don't hit me right away, I just start over, man. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
why everybody be like, hey, why you so consistent, man? Like, you know what? I'm consistent because you don't hear the whack stuff that I did. You know what I mean? If it was whatever was whack, I shut it down and start over, man. You know what I'm saying? So you never got a chance to hear it. So that's why you be thinking everything I did, man, is dope. But it's
Yeah.
like I'm human too, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I'm smart enough to like not let you hear it though. You know, that's the only thing, man. You know what I mean?
That's how I am. If I send somebody a beat pack with 10 beats and I made like that mean it's 10 more that I didn't send.
Right. You
You know?
know what I'm saying? It's like we all human at the end of the day, man. We're gonna make something that don't hit us. But you know what? But we be our worst critics though. You know what I'm saying? It's like it might be dope, but it's like to us, we're comparing it to what we did before. So you like, nah, it don't sound like that, man. So you just scrap it, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'll be sending people stuff, man, that move me, man. You know what I'm saying? It gotta
Right.
move me. First and foremost, it gotta move me, man. You know what I mean? So I can sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Tim, so I interviewed Joyce Irby a couple of weeks ago, and she spoke about discovering Dallas when he was about 15 or so, and taking him and helping him in the studio. Did you the kind of question they had is, did you get any advice, or did you even know about just Joyce Irby and the impact she had on Dallas, and how that
Yeah,
might
I
have
did.
also
Yeah.
impact your production?
Well, I knew about the backstory about how Joyce Irby had Dallas because I was in my mom's basement, man, when that was happening, when he did Hey Mr. DJ and all
Mr.
that
D, yeah.
stuff. So I was in my mom's basement, man. But then when I got to Dallas, I was already ready, man. So Dallas was like giving us pointers like, hey man, I like that, but it ain't a hit. I like that, but they ain't a hit. You know what I mean? Every now and then I'll be like, what do we mean by that, man? You know what I mean? What do you mean by you like it, but it ain't a hit? I didn't understand that, man, at the beginning, man. You know what I mean? But then I started figuring out, like, he was like, it's too many chords, you're putting too many harmonies and too many, arrangements and all that stuff. It's just too much stuff, man. So once I started taking all that out, man, you know what I mean? That's when I did my first hit record with They Don't Know, man.
Yeah,
No, I
when
take that back. Yeah, that was our first one without Dallas. They Don't Know. Our first one was Get It Up, though, from TLC.
You know what's so crazy, man? It's like if you're in a room with Timberland, he's gonna tell you this. If you're in a room with Teddy, he's gonna tell you this. If you're in a room for Red, it's like they all tell you something different. So it's like sometimes what I used to do, I used to go with what they said do, but then I still with my other stuff still will get placed on somebody else that they said the stuff they said, oh, don't do that. You shouldn't. So it's just like, man, everybody gonna give you a different scenario of what they think.
I agree, man. That's what's so beautiful about music, man, is that,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? What you do is for somebody. You just got to figure out who it is, man, because
Yep.
it's like it's so subjective. You know what I mean? Like for instance, like if you play me something, man, like I might like it, might not, but that don't mean anything, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you believe in what you do, man, it's gonna be for somebody, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
just like if you're just selling clothes in stores or something like that. It's like you might not like them sweats or like a hoodie or something like that, but the next
Somebody gonna
person
like
might
it.
like they see it and might dig it, man, and rock it different, man. That's what music is like. It's all, it's all in what you
That's
hear.
what life like. Period.
Yeah,
You
really
know.
is. It's
So
all about what you're hearing, man. At
like
that time.
if somebody say they don't like one of my tracks or something like that, I don't even get upset. I just know it's
Me
for
neither.
somebody else. I just
Me
know it's
too,
for
man.
somebody. I used
I
to
don't
when
get
I was
mad.
younger. I used to get mad. I don't care.
yeah. Okay. Um, I just noticed that. So you still think the Blacksby stuff is it? I thought you did some. You gave some music to Ray J and Bobby V.
RSVP, yeah, Keith had me do like 3 records on them, but I don't, I don't know what's what's gonna happen with it.
Okay.
So I talk to Pledge B all the time. That dude got so much music. He got like 100 and some new songs that he did, and I'm like, man, just put it out. Like he got enough records for about 4 albums. That dude
Who's
got some
that?
records.
You know
Who's
Pleasure
that?
what,
P.
man?
Oh,
I'm
Pleasure
working on
P.
Bobby's new album right now.
That's
Bobby
my
V or
guy.
Bobby Brown? Oh, Bobby V.
Yeah, I'm working on his new one right now, man, as we speak.
That's dope. That's my guy. Like I did a song with him a couple years ago at Keith House.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
That dude is
Yeah, but
talented, man.
oh man, he was so easy to. I was like, man, he's like, I what's my part? Gave me his part. Like he was gone like 10 minutes. We was done. He was in his car. He was leaving. Like the other, Ray J them came and did it public. Bobby did his shit and left, and it was. I ain't had to auto tune or nothing.
You know what it is? I really prepped Bobby, man, for the industry, man. And I was like, all right, you know what, man? The industry, man, this stuff ain't no joke, man. It's like if you got a deadline, you got to get it moving, man. So this is how we gonna do it. I used to always like at the beginning when he first came, he wasn't like that at first, man.
Yeah,
He used to go real slow, man. But then he figured it all out as he was going on, and everything, all the jewels I was dropping, man. It was coming from Jam and Lewis and LA and Babyface and Dallas and all them. So I was just like giving him little stuff to help him out. You know what I mean? Sure enough, he started going faster and faster. You know what I mean? Like he just caught on real quick, man.
right.
wow.
So yeah,
Tim, they asked again. The beats that you played for Mr. Van was amazing. Was that on D Beats?
man. Hold on, who asking that, man?
Jimmy Morrison. He's out in Australia.
Oh yeah, Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy? What up, dog? That's my boy, man. You know, man. So Mr. Van, man, we did his whole album, man. And yeah, that was on a D beat, and it was on a 3000 a D beat. So we did his whole album, and then all of a sudden, man, we did it at Tito Jackson's house, right? All of a sudden, man, after about like 3 or 4 days, we went back over there for the session, and he never came back, man. He like disappeared, man.
Wow.
What's
He
the number?
disappeared, dog. I don't know if he went to jail or I don't know, man, what happened, man. But he never came back though, man. We was like, what the heck is going on? So he paid us a front end for about like 3, but we just kept going, man. Just because we ended up getting a chemistry, so we kept working. We were like, okay, I know we can get him signed, man. You know what I mean? He never came back after about like 4 days. He never came back. I'm like, he must have went to prison or jail or something. You know what I mean?
Another question, Tim, is do you remember producing Being With You by So For Real and featuring Monifa?
Man, Okay, who said who's asking these questions, man? That's a hidden gem, man. Yeah, we did that. That was when Heavy D was over at Motown. Y'all remember that?
Okay, did he go with did he go? He was running Uptown at the time.
Yeah, he was running. So all right, so Heavy D was over at Uptown,
Yeah,
and then when Andre Harrell left Uptown, they
yeah,
hired Heavy D.
yeah.
So we got really cool with Heavy D, and he was like, "Hey man, y'all want to work on So For Real?" I'm like, "Okay." So that's how we got Carl Thomas signed, man. It's because Carl did the demos for us.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So Carl did them demos right there for us. And then it was like 5 labels wanted them at the time, man. Like Heavy wanted them, Puff wanted them. There was a whole bunch of people, man. So we kind of helped coach old boy into getting the deal, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, but that record is a hidden gem on that album, man. How whoever asked that, man, they must have really been listening, man. It was them and Monifa, man.
Wow.
You know what? I got so cool with Heavy, man. He moved down the street from him, right? And me and his daughter and my daughter, man, they went to school together, man. That's how cool we had got. And then I
Wow.
remember he said he had to go do a couple shows and all that. And what happened is a blood clot went all the way up his leg and went into his heart. That's how he passed away, man. Because
Yeah.
my engineer used to be his engineer. So my engineer was waiting for him at the crib, right? So when he came, so he got off the airplane, about to come in, and then he just passed out, man. That's what he said. Before you know it, man, they said, so my engineer called me, he was like, "Hey man, look down the street, man." So I looked down there, I saw the paramedics, the police, everything. All of a sudden he called me, he was like, "Hey man, Heavy passed away, man. He didn't make it, man." You gotta be kidding me, man. I
Wow.
remember that day, man, so vivid, man. It was crazy.
I remember like right before he passed, a week before that, he was calling Teddy every day to try to get him to work on the album that he was working on.
That's crazy.
And then like a week after that, he passed.
You know what? It's a record that I did on him, man. You can go buy it on iTunes. But he going by Waterbed Have on there. Not Have, either Waterbed Have or Have D. It's
Hmm.
not Heavy D. But the song is called Never Did It Before.
Uh-huh.
And it was a single, man. That was his last song he did, man. Yeah,
Man,
but it's on iTunes. You can grab it, man. I did a crazy beat, man, on there, man.
I'm trying to find it right now. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Never. You said never did it before.
Yep, it's called Never Did It Before. I think he
Never
going
did.
by Have D on it.
Let's see.
HEAVD.
Okay. Yeah. 2005. Produced by Tim and Bob. Okay, I've seen it out there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll listen to that.
That's
Um.
before I did it's crazy. That was before I did Bobby. So I had that style on what I did was slow down and all that. Heavy already had did that before Bobby did. So
Wow.
what I did is just kept the drums, but I just added Asian samples to it. But I kept the drums and the bongos and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Wow. Question for both of you. Neil asks, do you guys prefer to produce the artist or send the artist new pre-made tracks?
Man,
No,
I
I'd
can.
rather produce them, man.
I'd rather produce one. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't
Okay.
nothing like it.
Because the
Rather
pre-made
produce them.
track.
Cause you know what? It's cause it ain't nothing better than when you like interact the energy that going back and forth with the artist, man. It's like you can't really capture that when you send the record off, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So when you send it off, you just praying to come back dope. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But if you know you sitting there, you like, all right, I know I'm gonna make this right, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like based on what I know, man, like how artists should be sitting on the record. If I'm sitting here, the energy that we create, I know that's gonna be real. But like when
Yeah.
you set it off, man, you gotta hope and pray that they do it sound good. You know what I mean? That's why I
Right.
don't do that like that much. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I like to be present, man.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like sending your track off and somebody else think that they producing your stuff, then they come back. It don't even sound like you, man. Like I
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
gotta be I remember I was in California with Teddy. He really put me through the test. He put me in the studio with his daughters, and they had never recorded before.
Wow.
I had to produce.
Wow,
I had
that's
to
crazy.
produce. Like no vocal lessons, none of that.
You
So
know what? I met his daughters, man. One of them can dance real good, right?
Taja, yeah.
Yeah, Tasha, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
But all,
she can
well,
dance real good.
actually the crazy thing, all of them can dance and all of them dance professional, but she the one that say I'm gonna stick with the dancing.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, did you work on a group called The Very Autistic on their unreleased album One by One?
Hold on, say it one more time.
The Very Autistic. Did you know Very Autistic worked with Tim and Bud
Oh,
for their
VA, yeah. VA,
the
that was on a wow.
one?
Oh my goodness, man. Hey, you know what? Hey, thank you out there for everybody, man. You know what I mean? They be reminding me of stuff that I forgot about, man. You know what I mean? That was VA that was on DreamWorks when I had the label over there. So
Okay,
that was Troy Taylor's group. So
okay.
we ended up doing some records on them. I did like 2 or 3 records on there, man. Yeah, I sure did. I remember. Now I remember. You know what I mean?
What about Candice Love?
Oh man, yo, when I tell you Candice Love was the next Mary J. Blige, she was dope, man. We did her whole album for Def Jam, and I guess what happened was they didn't like her attitude, man. Her attitude wasn't right, so they dropped her, man.
What?
I'm like, they dropped her after we did the whole album. The album is crazy, man. They just let her go. She was like 18 years old, man. And then
Wow.
I remember one of our real good friends over there, man. We was like, "Hey, man, when Candace coming out? When the first?" Because you know he was the A&R. He was like, "Okay, this one gonna be the first single." I was like, "Dope." That was like one out the whole album. And all of a sudden, man, everything started coming out. This, that, this. I'm like, "When Candace coming out?" He's like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, man. We let her go, man." I'm like, after we did all them records, man, come on, man. But he said, man, we had to let her go, man. She get too smart at the mouth, man, and her
She hasn't been.
personality.
She hasn't even dropped a hit record, and wow.
Yeah, man. But I'm telling you, we made, man, I'm telling you, man, seriously, about 80% of the record. Again, I got to say that. About 80% of the records that me and Bob did never came out, man. It's crazy, man.
Wow.
Damn.
Didn't see the light of day, man. I can go down a list, man. You'll be like, that's about like, I don't know, 50 records that you're talking about, man.
Damn.
That just never came out. So you got to have a thick skin and not worry about that. Just move on to the next thing, man. Even though you think you did a good job, you just got to be like, all right, wash your hands and move on, man.
Man, I got so many of Mucho records that ain't came out, but in my head they hits. They on my workout playlist and everything.
It's crazy, right?
I got
It's
so
crazy
many
how that
records,
happens,
man.
man.
Probably at least 100 and something.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works. You
Yeah.
just got to have thick skin and move on, man.
Like even today, they can come out and be relevant.
That's why, you know what? That's why, man, I'm so glad that like right now I'm trying to do labels so I'll be in control of what's gonna come out and what's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like I ain't got to worry about a label not saying like something that I think I did really good on. If they say that this is not coming out, you know what I mean? I'm like, I worked that hard on that record and it ain't coming out. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's why I'm like, nah, man. I'd rather do some deals with some people that I know I can be in control, man, of the record, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So this question's for both of you. I'll probably start with Jay. Who's the favorite artist you've worked with? And then I'll ask Tim afterwards.
My favorite artist that I work with. Wow. I had to say, I won't say art, but it had to be Teddy.
Okay.
It had to be like it had to be Teddy. I know. He's more the producer side, but it had to be him.
Okay. What about you, Tim?
Man, that's a tough question, man, right there, boy.
It is. That's why I had to say him. I can't. It's tough. Like
Cause I,
it's tough question.
you know why? Because I worked on so many people, man. So it's like, and then I worked on some marvelous people. Well, I'll probably have to say Michael Jackson though.
Of course.
I had to say MJ because he taught me so much, man, that I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like he like when he came in, he'd be like, okay, he used to tell the engineers, okay, set the mics up like I like them. Man, they be setting mics up all over the room, man. And then the board be right here. And then he'd be like, could you scoot over a little? So we scoot over. He be singing right in the middle of us, man. He'll do the verse, he'll do the vocals right there. Like you do the backgrounds all over the room. Like it'd be like he have microphones set up all over the room, and then he'll do the leads right next to you, man. He don't even go in the booth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was bugged out how he did it, man.
Wow.
So I probably have to say Michael Jackson, man, because just the way he went he became one with the record, man. And the percussive stuff he used to do and all that. It's like, man, this dude was a bad dude, man. I can't even front, man.
Yeah.
He's a bad dude, man. Rest in peace, man, MJ. So I probably have to say Michael Jackson, man.
I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story about Michael Jackson, man. The same month that he passed away, I'm in my hometown. I get a call from Teddy. He called me with Ray Lavin on three-way. He said, I'm about to send y'all some NDAs to y'all email. Back then I was using AIM. That was the little cheap AOL.
Yeah.
He said, I'm about to send y'all some NDAs to y'all email. And we like, what is it for? He's like, just sign the NDA and send it back. We signed it. And I'm like, Michael Jackson, what? We were supposed to go to New Mexico and work on his album. That's when I knew I was good enough. Teddy was going to take me. You know, sometimes you question yourself, like, I don't know if I'm good. He's going to take me to New Mexico. And the month that he died, like, I was double sad. I was sad because he passed away. Then I was sad because I'm like, that was my big break. Like,
Wow.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
yep, we were supposed to go to New Mexico. And it was just, he was like, Ted, who you want to bring? He was just like, me, Ray Lavin, and JHott. Hold on.
Okay, you're back. Oh, he's gone. Okay, he's back.
He was just taking two of us, just us two. He was like, I don't need all these producers. I'm just taking y'all in. I was so happy, man. But that's the same money he paid. Like a week after that, he passed away.
Wow,
Wow.
that's crazy, man. What a
Yeah.
story, man. You
Yeah.
know
Yep.
what's so crazy, man? Stuff that you be like, okay, this is gonna be my breakout, man. Whatever. Some kind of way, man. God shut it down, and He'll give you another door, man. He'd be like, you know what? You what you thought was gonna work out for you, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
shut this door, and it's gonna make you better. So when this door open up, you ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes God do that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot. Yeah. And then,
Because that happened with us with Michael Jackson, man. Like we worked on him, but I got better. I got better when I worked on him, man. You know what I mean? Even though no records didn't come out, I did a remix on Butterflies. I got better from him being in the room, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was really, really ready for the next artist, man. You know what I mean? That happened for me.
now I'm gonna tell you something funny. Is that project that they was trying to get together when Mike passed? They was trying to get the unfinished songs fixed.
Yeah,
When we was in California, they sent Teddy like 4 songs to work on. He had pictures of him all over the studio. His nephew Terrell came by. Jermaine's sons came by. That was my first time ever seeing him sad, like while he's working on the music.
Oh, that's
And
Teddy.
he put all his heart. I learned so much from Michael, and he was dead because he was doing all the things that he learned from Michael to get this music
right.
produced. And I learned so much stuff. It was crazy. Like, long as he was up, I was up. When he went to sleep, he was only taking. I'm dead serious. He was taking 15-minute naps because he had to get that stuff done.
Wow.
Like one day, so this is my first time. I was used to the late nights working with my uncle Mucho, but this is my first time being up over 48 hours straight with no bro. That's the first time my heart ever I got jittery. Like, but he was so sad. But instead of being sad and not getting it done, he was putting all the pain into the music.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And I that's when I learned the politics of the business. Like the music was so amazing, and if Mike was alive, he would have picked it. But some of that music, I learned about politics. They gave it to other producers because they felt like, oh, this is gonna be the hot up like. But that stuff that he had did. Now sometimes he'll use producers. Everybody know that Teddy got like some of his career, like he did a lot of shit by himself. Then some of the stuff he did with other people. You know what I mean? But this stuff I watched him do by himself.
Hey, you know what, man? I mean, I'm kind of off the subject a little bit, man. But I remember Bobby Brown album, man. When he was doing "I Gotta Get Away" and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what was that dude? Dimitri?
Demetrius Ship, that's my uncle. Demetrius Ship. He
Hey,
did. He did.
man.
He did.
Hey,
Two can play.
You
Two.
can
He
play
did.
that game
records
until the end
was
of time.
crazy,
To the
man.
end of time.
Hey,
He
them
did.
records,
Yeah, to the end of time. Yeah, that's to me. I thought that's Unc. Him and Mucho best friends. That's my Unc.
that's crazy, man.
I produce with him to this day.
Hey, you know what? That's Hit Boy, right?
Yeah.
That's his uncle for real.
Yeah.
Demetrius Ship, that's his uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I did a 4 hour interview with Meech, and it hasn't come out yet because it was very heavy. Because he talked about his relationship with he talked about
Pop.
growing up in LA, talked about his relationship with Park. I stopped. I was off for 3 months after the interview. It was really heavy, so I haven't even done anything with it. It's almost a year because it was, his whole life story. It was really deep. But yeah,
We need it,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. I
Hey,
haven't gone back to it.
yo,
It's been a
let
year
me tell you,
since.
man, he was a bad dude. Remember
No,
when
he
he did
did.
Troop album?
He
Remember when
did. Yeah.
Troop
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
did Troop and it was only 3 of them. Remember that?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
He did that album and then them drums, man. It's like he saved them drums and did the same ones on Bobby Brown, man.
Yep. Man, let me tell you something. Like to this day, that dude, the producer track, write it, sing it. He was like, yeah, we'll be on the phone. He's like, nephew, I got an idea. I'm gonna call you right back. Come back in 15 minutes. And he was like, I'm gonna send you this to add something. I'm like, what I'm gonna add to that? Like, like that dude's still dope. And
Man, he was
man,
yo, Demetrius Ship. That I remember
Yeah.
that, man. I was like,
his son played Tupac.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure did. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's a bad producer. He's acting, but that's excuse me, that's his second love. His first love is produce. His son a bad producer.
So a song can produce too?
Play keys, play drum. That boy bad.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
That's boy. And I still talk to him all the time. But man, me and Meech got a lot of music that's coming out. That we got a lot of stuff coming out.
And he looked just like Tupac too, man. Like,
Just like but back in the day, Mucho used to tell me that Meech and Tupac, when they first
like
met
he
each
was,
other, Mucho said they just stared at each other like, cause the niggas they looked so much alike.
yeah, man. Like his same height, man. Just everything
Yeah.
about him, man.
Yeah.
He had his whole everything, man. He had into a science, man.
But I
Yeah.
remember when they was prepping him to do the movie, man. I remember that stuff like it was yesterday. It was so crazy, just to show me the business and the politics. Meech didn't have to, but he called me every day, told me every move they was making when they was about to do the movie. And then I was living in Kennesaw. They shot the you remember the scene on the plane?
Yeah.
They shot that scene at the Kennesaw little airport. And he said, nephew, what you doing? I said, man, because I had just had my son. I said, man, I'm about to put little man in the tub and I'm about to call at night. He said, you got to come out. I said, man, I don't know if she gonna let me out tonight, man, because I said it's supposed to be my night to watch. He said, no, nephew. He said, no. He said, this one I'm trying to teach you something. He said, you got to come out. It's only down the street from you. It's like 5 minutes away. So I went out and he had me on the set. We know they shoot, but he like one thing about me, man, he ain't just gonna talk to me and some people that try to talk you crazy like this what you do. He showed me, man. Come on in. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you that. You know what I'm saying? He showed me a lot of stuff. He ain't just talk to me about it.
Hey
You know
man,
what I'm saying?
you know it's crazy, man. That's a crazy story, but you know what? While you talking to me, man, I'm thinking about some of them records that he had did on Troop, man. Remember that song "I Miss You"?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
God, man.
yeah, he did. Yeah,
What
yeah.
about "She Blow My Mind" on Troop? He did that before.
Yeah, that was
He
dope
did that
too.
before. Remember the Time. He had that beat. Then somebody heard that beat, and then Remember the Time came out. But Meeks had that beat already.
Wow, man.
Yeah, listen, "She Blows My Mind." It sounds just like Remember the Time. Actually, the drums a little harder.
That's tripped out, man. He was a
Yeah.
bad dude, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he played about 5 instruments too. That boy
Them
crazy.
songs on, cause I remember he worked on Troop, but both of them albums. Remember Troop?
Mm-hmm.
Deeper,
It was a dark album, that
Yep.
deeper album,
deeper
and
album.
then
Yeah.
that other album
He joined actually. Because yeah, it was him,
that he was in.
Stephen.
Yeah, he was in. Yeah, that's the album I'm talking about, man. I Miss You was on there, man.
And have you heard
And
his
I used to
solo
listen to
album?
that, man. I listened to that probably for like 2 years straight.
Have you ever heard his solo album that was supposed to come out?
No, I never heard it. No.
I'm gonna email it to you, man.
What? Wow, man. I can't wait to hear that. Man, it was some
It's
bad. You know what? I'm telling you, man. That's how I ended up being like I am, man. Is like I just grab something from everybody, man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna even front, man. When everybody be like, why you like you are, man? It's like because I'm like a sponge, man. Like if somebody put it this way, man, I don't care who they are, man. Like if you do something that I don't know and I can think that can add to what I'm doing, that's what it's about, man. At the end of
yeah,
the day, you
yeah.
know what I mean? It
Yeah.
ain't being like whatever, man. You know what I mean?
Because
No, you got if you don't know it, you got to learn it from somebody, man. That's what
you,
makes you better, man. Because it gives you layers as you go in life, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I learned from all the producers, man. I've been around, man. All the
yeah,
engineers too. Same thing.
John Marie, that's Unc too. That's one of my best. John Marie, I learned stuff from him and I utilize it different. And he'll say, "I showed you this way." I know, but I'm finna do this. Like I be learning the stuff from John, like to this day. John Marie Horvath.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, my guy, man. You know what?
Yeah,
He don't live that far from me. He live in Santa Clarita, man. He live like about 30 minutes from where I'm at.
yeah.
I could take one highway and be right to his crib.
John the one that got me the cubes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Tim, quick question. Will is asked, when did you first work on Mary? Which was the first album you worked on Mary J. Blige?
Maybe the let me see, third album. Maybe
Okay.
her third and her fourth album I worked on.
Um,
And
uh,
then after that, I worked on after I did Slow Down, she had me come back in for, for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I worked on that, and then it was another record that she was working on. Me and Babyface, I did the track, but me and Babyface wrote it. I still got that to this day. And then, matter of fact, I'm gonna show them. They probably forgot about that record. But it was a dope record, man. And then right now I'm working on it right now. So I worked on it maybe like 3 or 4 times, man.
Alex says, "Did you know that Illusion worked with Tim and Bob on their '98 album? Think about it."
I'm telling you, man. Yo, I cannot believe, man, these people. He just made me just remember something too. Yeah, we worked on Illusions, man. They was twins, man. And we did a song, I Gotta Have It. Yeah, I remember them. But there was 2 sets of twins.
Two sets. Okay.
Yeah, called Illusions was on RCA.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, they was trying to be like a TLC, you know what I mean? RCA was trying to get them to sound like TLC. Because one of them could sing real deep, like T.
Okay, like T-Boz.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Did you first work on Brian McKnight's 10 album, or was it earlier?
Earlier.
Okay.
It was earlier than
How
I worked on some records, but then I did the 10 album, and then I did the whole next album after that, the whole thing.
How was that?
Was
But
that
how
Brian
that went for
McKnight?
Brian?
Yeah, how was that, man?
Man, he a bad dude, man. I mean, man, it seemed like he swallowed a harmonica, man. He never went flat or sharp, man. He never go flat or sharp, man. It's like it seemed like he had a harmonica and he just went like just swallowed that thing, man. You know what I mean? Like he never go flat. I don't remember him ever going flat or sharp on any song that I ever did with him. And I did a lot of songs with Brian. Because Brian, man, I'm telling you, he lived so close to me. I could throw a rock, man, at his roof, man. That's how close we were, man. So I used to go over to his crib, and even if he wasn't even working on nothing, we just like, if he had an idea, he'd be like, hey, man, I got an idea, man. Come on down, man. So it took me like 5 minutes to get to his crib, man. You know what I mean? So
That's crazy because I mean his musicianship, like dope as he is, he had you come produce for him. Do you know what that says about you? Like that's crazy.
yeah, man. It's crazy. He mentioned that too. He was like, you know what, man? He was like, I'm gonna tell you something, man. And he said, I'm gonna tell you something, man, and take this to heart when I say it, man. Really believe when I'm gonna say this, because I don't just be saying, because you know he a straight shooter from the hip, man. Like he'll tell you something and he really mean it, man. Like, you know what I mean? So he was like, one day we were sitting down watching the Bulls game, man. Before we was going to work on some music, right? He was like, let me tell you something, man. And I was like, what, man? He was like, I think you the baddest producer, man, I ever met, man. I
Wow.
said, what? He was like, yeah, man, I think you the best, man. And I was like, coming from you, man, I was like, man, that's crazy, man. I said, you sure, man? Because he worked with everybody, man.
That's a great compliment.
Yeah. When he told me that, man, I was kind of tripping out, man, because I was like, I was going back thinking about all the people he worked with. And then I got to thinking about like, dang, he always called me up every time he was about to do an album. He always called me, man. I'm like, why are you calling me? He don't need me, man. I'm like, you know what I mean? The people that he already got a fan base, man. Like what? His first album went what? Maybe like 4 or 5 million
Mm-hmm.
worldwide. I'm like, man, you don't need me, man. What you need me for? You know what I'm saying? But then as we got close, man, he called me for every album, man. After that, man.
That's dope.
Wow.
And we used to play basketball together, all that. So I used to be like, why you always want to be around me and all that, man? You know what I mean? But then he finally was like, when he told me that day, man, I had to go up to the TV and turn it down, man. I'm like, are you serious? What you saying, man? He was like, I'm serious, man. He's like, I think you the baddest producer, man, I ever been around. He's like, it's just your sounds, man, you got, man. And I was like, you know what? And then I told him, I'm just one of them dudes, man, that just care too much, man. You know what I mean? I like really care about my sound, man. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what carried me through all these eight. Look, I started in 93, man, 2024, and I'm still doing my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me
It's
ask you a
because,
question.
huh?
Let me ask you something. Like, far as your style of playing, like this, what I admire about producers. Like, a lot of people just like producers for their beats, but I admire producers for their style of playing. Like, your style of playing is different. Where did that come from?
Church.
Yeah, but I know a lot of church musicians. You still got something different though.
Yeah.
It's
You
something.
know what it is, man? It's because I don't play like a regular church musician. Even though I know how to do it, it's like I'll be thinking in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Them big old chords, man, everybody ain't gonna be able to understand them, man. So you're gonna have to take
Mhm.
some of them notes out, man. How do I do that and still make it sound, like it could be understandable? You know what I mean? Because I know every weird chord in the book, man, but it's like them don't sell, man. Think about it. Think about jazz music, man. Jazz music is dope, but it don't sell because
Mhm.
you can't understand it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's too many chords and it's too complicated, man, for you to understand sometimes. So that's what made me. So that's what church is. It's like it's really jazzy, man, chords. So it's like you got to think in your mind, like, you know what, man? Nobody care if you know that chord, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody care if you know that, man. It's like you got to take some of that out, man, and you got to make it really, really appeal to people. How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? So that's when LA and Jam, Jimmy Jam, really helped me out, man. They was like, hey, man, you know what? Take them chords out, man. You know what I mean? Take that note out, man. Do this, do that, do that. You know what I mean? So I just learned. I'm like, that's how you make a hit record. It ain't
But
about the chords, man. That's just one aspect of the record. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got to be in there, but they ain't got to be that prominent like that. You know what I mean? They ain't got to be that big like that.
I'm gonna tell you one thing I noticed about your stuff though, because I like I said, I seen Ted do this. Well, he taught me him and Mucho, right? And you do the same thing. You'll have them chords simple, but you'll slip one in. You'll see,
Yeah,
but and then go right back to the simpleness.
right.
So you
You
still
know,
can get
every night.
your musical, you know, you can get the musical stuff off on it, but do you know how to slide that chord and then go right back? But
You
it
know
takes a
what it
person
is?
like me, a real person that studied music to say, you see what he did right there? But he went right back.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy that you say that, man, because it's like every now and then I do that to let people know that, okay, now I know these chords now. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like I can give you a crazy chord now. You know what I mean? A passing chord to go to the next part of the record, but like I can get back on to what I was doing. It's like,
right.
don't get it twisted, man. I really, really know that stuff, man. Like, don't think I don't. You know what I mean? Don't
Yeah,
think I'm just a regular dude that just know a couple chords, man. It's like I know every chord in the book, man. But
yeah,
just because you know it, man, it's just like singing, man. It's like when you be doing all them runs, just because you know all them runs, you ain't got to do it in the record, man. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's just, you gotta know when.
That's what it is, man. You gotta know when to do it, man, and save it maybe for the end, man. A couple of them.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
but you
that's
ain't
what
got
I'm
to
about.
do
Like
all that.
most of my production, in the beginning, if I'm working with artists, it's like this. But then at the end, after they already know the hook, then go ahead. Like you said about One Ye. At the end,
Yeah,
man.
exactly, man. But if you think about producing, man, the main thing is you want them to learn about the hook and the beat first, because that's what everybody gonna listen to first. Is the
Yeah,
hook, the melody to the verse, then the hook, then the beat. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's like you got to make them simple, man, so they can follow it, man. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mm. Good question, Tim. What happened to Jay Lewis tracks?
Okay, man. Somebody really, man. Who is that,
Yeah,
man?
that was Jimmy Morrison.
Wow, man. Jimmy, you really, really, man. Wow. You know what? I got the tracks, man, but what happened was he was signed to what label was Aaliyah on?
Background.
Background.
Okay, it was Blackground. So what happened was Barry Hankerson gave us the whole project, right? That's
Mm.
another one, man. We did the whole album, and all of a sudden, man, we went to Barry Hankerson's office, man. He moved out, man, and left, man. He was gone, man. They said, man, he got on his boat, man, and it was like he said, I'm done with music, man, and he left.
Damn.
I'm like, you had us do this whole album, and now you just gone? This crazy, man. So that's another album left that goes with with that never came out. You know what I mean? Dope album. I'm talking about this dude, man, was like, imagine Tom Cruise when he was like 15, 16 years old when he did his first movie. This dude looked like a white Tom Cruise. He was like a white Tom Cruise that knew how to sing and play guitar. He was that dope.
Wow.
He was dope, man. But man, we went on the Barry's office, man. The office was cleaned out, and they said he was going on his boat somewhere, man. I'm like, dang, man.
Another question was tell Tim I see him on Flight for Time Publishing, but back in the day. Did you sign with Jimmy and Terry's Flight for Time Publishing?
Nah, you know what? You know what it was? It's just we just made a spin on like back in the day. I was so crazy over them.
Oh,
I
Time for
just
Flight.
played
Yeah,
off of what they did because their production company was Time for Flights, right?
yeah, Time for Flight. Yeah.
So I just switched it up and said, Instead of Time for Flights, I made um I don't know. I think I reversed them, man. Flight Time or something like that.
Mm.
Instead of Time for Flights, I made Flight Time. But that was my publishing company, though. I didn't make no label or nothing like that. I
Okay,
just played
okay,
around with it with my publishing company.
okay.
Yeah,
Do you, question for both? Do you side chain your bass or 808 to kick or just level?
yeah, I do. Every now and then I do. What about you,
Me,
man? You sidechain?
I just like whatever 808 I choose. I just choose the one that just fit right with the kick. I got it from Mucho. Like I got a trick, but we'll talk about this off. You know how,
Oh yeah. You
but
don't want to give all your tricks away, yo.
you know what? I give a lot of. You know what? Forget it. I give it, man. Like I got this little trick from Mucho, man. I kind of scoot the 808 behind the kick, so the kick kind of hit first, and then the 808. If you do
Exactly.
that, it give it more space and it actually hit harder.
It sure do.
Yeah,
Because you know what? If you make them hit at the same time, they cancel each other out.
exactly.
So you got to have one to come before the other. You know what I mean?
Yep.
One of
Yep.
them got to hit first, either the 808 or the other kick that you got. If you got
Exactly.
if
Yep.
you got it with it.
Yep.
Okay. The
Yeah, it's a good trick.
yeah. Okay.
So everybody out there, remember that, man. You know what I mean? It's like, man, you know what I mean? Both of them both of them hit at the same time. They're gonna cancel each other out.
Don't sound like a flanger.
Tim, did you work on Jersey Avenue? Tim, can you hear me? Oh, it looks like Tim. I must have lost him. So something seems to go off, and then. Um, but Jay, did you check your message that I've sent you his details?
Yeah, I think you sent it to my other phone.
Oh,
But
you
yeah,
got okay, okay, yeah, and then I'll send him.
I gotta shoot you this number too, so you'll have both of them.
Okay, yeah, then I'll send you. Uh, but question they had: do you prefer working with male artists or female artists?
Both is equal.
There's
I
no
prefer working with artists. Period. Whether it's male artists, female artists, white artists, black artists, pop, rap, hip hop. It don't matter. I just love music. I just love working on music with my God, uh, with my talent that God gave me. So
so
just
what do you
music.
think?
That's
But what
mhm.
do you think we're going to hear from you soon? Then, what do you think will be the first thing that will come out?
Oh man, Keith got a lot of stuff coming out. He got Keith doing movies and TV shows. So he doing it like old school, like he doing soundtracks for all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I got his next single that's coming out. He have an Afrobeat single that's about to come out called Fuego. I mixed and mastered it, but after that comes out, I got a ballad that I did with him and a whole bunch of stuff on this movie soundtrack. So we tap into the movie stuff now.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Damien's album is coming out too. That's been mixed and mastered.
are
It's
you
ready
are
to
you
go.
doing stuff with for Damien?
I did his whole album.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, we did the whole album. Yeah.
okay.
Damien album is nice too.
Yeah, he sent me he sent me a message and I asked him, Damien, I thought you were coming out with your album in July, but he didn't get back to me. But
Yeah, his album is nice. I'm mixed and mastered it too.
okay,
Yeah, his album is nice. People gonna be surprised because they never heard him really sing. Like he can really sing, man.
wow.
You know.
Tim, did
So
you do Jersey Avenue?
Yep, sure did. They was dope too, man. That actually came out. You know what I mean? It's just
Okay,
a lot of people don't know about it. I did maybe like 3 or 4 records on that album.
okay.
I think it's self-titled too, Jersey Ave.
Yeah, the self-titled and only album. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's just
yeah.
people. You know what? They didn't have no marketing and promotion behind them, so it did pretty good, but not like what it should. It should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, Jay said, well, he's doing some stuff with Keith Sweat and Damien Hall. So if you guys heard it here, so JHott just produced Damien Hall's well follow up album because he only had one album. So Damien Hall from Guy, he's supposed to come out with an album this month. So it'll be interesting to see how that sounds like.
Oh
No,
yeah,
So
you know
man.
what? Back in the day, I worked with him, man. I did. He ended up getting a deal right before I did Bobby Brown, man, and I did like 5 quick ones on him. He could sing, man.
yeah.
Man, people gonna be surprised when they hear this, man. Like
He can sing, man.
Mm.
that dude really can sing, man.
You sure can, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's a pity that, as I say, he just didn't get the opportunity to shine. I think he did on the Guy 3 album, but the album itself didn't get the right type of promotion to really
Right.
Right,
showcase that.
right.
Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of us like, as I said, one of my, I love the Bobby's Forever album. I think I didn't, I didn't like the first single, Feeling Inside. I think that they probably had some better songs that could have helped that album. But then also Bobby was not in the right space to promote the album, so probably MCA just said, let's not just put anything behind that.
They
Oh
did.
yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
He was doing too much. He was all over the place, man.
yeah,
Was he with New Edition? Did he want to do? Did he want to commit to his album? He was on tour. He was doing a movie. So it was like he was all over the place,
yeah. And
man.
then he's still going for his behavior. Yeah. So yeah, so he had some stuff going on. Jay, are you more of the keyboards, or do you play guitar and stuff? Is it mainly keyboards for you?
Me,
Yeah.
man, most of the keyboard, but like I can, man, all my uncles, man, my uncle Mucho, my uncle Zach, my 2 uncles that played, all my grandma boys played bass, and I can figure it out a little bit, but they a little upset with me because I got 2 basses and I just don't be. I don't. I pick it up, and when I'm trying to practice, I end up using something that I'm doing and end up recording it. Even if it sounds terrible, once I put it in the computer, I make it sound good. But it's like I don't stick to it enough. But I can mess around with the bass a little bit. But I'm just mainly keys.
Okay. And Tim, I mean, what do you do now then when you're producing? Are you, I mean, the way you produce now, are you using guitar and bass, or you
Uh,
programming with?
hold on, real quick. Hold on.
Just to see if
My fault. Yeah. You know what? I got a lot of records, man. Before I had my strokes, that I have full guitar or like bass, cause there was my instruments, man. The two of my instruments that I learned at a young age was bass and guitar. Before, matter of fact, before I started playing keys, and then I ended up getting really, really good at keys, and then I stopped messing around with them a little bit. But guitar is like one of my first instruments, man. I learned how to play. So what I do is I can hold it a little bit. So I just be like, all right, what chords can you play, man? You know what I'm saying? Like I know you can't do all of them, do some of them, right? And then what I do is I'll take the chord and then I'll manipulate it in the computer.
okay.
Yeah.
Tim, what happened to your microphone on your phone? It just got muzzled a little bit.
Am I there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
There
don't
you
know.
go. It's clear. It's clear now.
Yeah, how did you? Maybe you can put it down, but it just got blocked for a second. 'Cause-
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's clear. It's clear now.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah. It's better. Yeah.
the thing
Okay.
about producing, like most of them started because my whole family, what we depend on is our ear. Like, all my uncles, they musicians, they play by ear. When people hear them, they don't know that they just play by ear. So like we started producing, me and my cousin, and as we learned how to produce, and we was learning how to play. So everybody be asking me, "You played the church?" They think I played in church. Like Ted asked me, "Like you played?" And I never played in church. I started learning chords, and like me, if someone say, if Tim say, "Hey man, I want you to remake a Luther Vandross. I can replay any chord. For my thing, I'm not the producer that play. You know, some keyboard they just know all these songs. I'm the producer that just come up with my own chords. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I learned how to play as I learned how to produce. No, most people they played first. So that's why when I be picking up the bass and I be practicing, I learned something. I end up making a song out of it. And I don't practice no more because you know when you producing and you got a keyboard and you understand how horns supposed to be arranged, you understand how strings, you understand how bass was right. You end up just manipulating that on the computer, and
Yeah.
it's like, man, I don't get no practice time. So when I practice and shade on piano, I have to be outside of the studio because if I'm shading and practicing in front of like with a keyboard out of Studio One, I'm gonna make a beat and then the practice over. The shedding is over with.
You
Hmm.
know what? You got a point, man, because there's some people that know how to play really good, but they don't know how to produce.
Yeah,
So it's like
right.
when you're producing, man, that's all by a feeling, man. You know what I mean? It ain't about,
Yeah,
because you know what? At the end of the day, man, the chords is only one part of the song.
yeah.
You got the drums going, the bass, you got this, you got that. You know what I mean? The chords is only one part of 20 things going on that you got to blend in with it. So it's like,
And look how
it's
Timberland got away with all those hit records, and it was mainly his
Got away
drums.
with.
better if you play by a feeling, man. You know what I mean?
You think about all the hit records he made, it was mostly his drums, Timberland.
Right.
And so that when it comes to a song, them that drum and that bass gotta those the most two important things.
Sure is. You're right about that.
People can dance to drums alone.
Right. I mean,
Like
think about it. Grinding that the Clips did, that's just the
mm,
beat.
just a beat. That's it.
That's just
And
the
as
beat.
simple as it may sound, it was clever for them to do that.
Yeah. That lets you know that, man, like, you got to have your drums right, man. I'm telling you, man. At the end of the day, it's about the drums at the end of the day, man. And
Like
then all in place.
my son is 9 years old, and me and my cousin we be talking about he learning how to make beats, right? And I'm gonna teach him what I know on the keyboards, and I got professional people that's gonna because I didn't get the professional stuff till later. So I got, but my number one thing that I'm happy that he got down pat that he's working on and he's very good at is the drum. The keys are calm. He's a
Right.
Scot. He gonna have an ear anyway. He gonna know how to find chord. He's a Scot, but almost happy about them drums being good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the keys gonna come to him because he can hear. He been singing since he was one, so the keys gonna come easy. But I'm happy that, huh?
It's about the drums, man, for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Got to be sitting right, man.
Yeah, I'm look. I download drum sounds every day, and it's like, man, I don't even need no more, but I can't help
Right. Same way.
it.
I'm the same way, man. It's like, I'm like, why am I downloading this? I don't even need it. You know what I mean?
Man,
But
I got every drum sound, every break beat, but I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning still looking for new. Like
yeah,
I got every break beat you can name.
it become an addiction, man. It's like you can't stop, man. It's like a drug, man. Once you get it, man, you know what I mean? Start messing around with them, you can't stop.
And then that's another thing. Like a lot of these new producers, the reason why we got an advantage over some of these new ones because like we doing the same type of beat they do, but I still be slipping break beats under the. I
Right,
put a break beat on the trap record.
right,
Like
exactly.
Well, it's well, it's going off to midnight. Well, it's 12:30 in the morning here. But I think what I'm glad is that you were able to connect with JHott, Tim, because this is part of, this is the big part of everything is that sense of connection now, because we need to make sure that we're getting quality music. And so yeah, and as I said, Jay's been a big supporter of me since day one. As I said, he connected me with Damien Hall. That was a big interview with both the guys from Blackstreet, and open other doors. So I'm always appreciative of Jay, and and as I said, he I remember he had Key Sweat watch an episode I did with Timmy Gatlin, and So he's
You know what I like about Jay, man? He egghead, man. He know about this. He know about this equipment, man. That's why I can't wait till we really start to
Oh,
talk.
we're gonna talk time we get off this.
Yeah. So Jay, if because I've sent you Mucho's, I'm sorry, Mucho, I've sent you Tim's number,
Okay.
but if you've got a yeah, so if you check the phone that we connected with, then
Mhm.
you have his number. If you can just get in touch with him right away, and because Tim's got a lot of things going on, and and stuff.
Jay,
Um,
lock in with me, man.
Yes, sir. I'm about to text you soon when we get off this line.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. But Tim, I think you're pretty much catching up to Woody Rock's record, so I'm gonna have to count and see how many times you've.
Am I close?
you,
Am I really close to him?
you're getting. I think you probably are. So I need to do the tally because yeah.
Yeah, shut up, man. Yeah,
But
I, I,
no, but I'm really happy that I mean, it'll be great once you have one of your artists, whether it's Faith's daughter or when you want to bring them on to talk about stuff,
you know what? I will, man. I will, because it's a good platform to talk about it, man. So
Yeah, and you got your fans that they know stuff that they're bringing out stuff that you did 20 years ago, like stuff that you can't remember.
I know, man. It's like saying stuff. I'm like, thank you, man. I don't even remember that. Let me go download it or something, man. I don't even got it no more, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, so I appreciate everyone that's been, all the comments I've been sharing and stuff. Oh, Jay, you're bringing little man in.
Hey, this is my little man, y'all. It's a little hot.
Little hot.
Hey, what's up?
That's
Tell
dope.
him look out for your beats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
So okay, you already got him producing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. He's 9 years old.
Congratulations, man.
But Tim, did you get any of your kids into music the same way Jay is?
Yeah. My little man, hey, he be hipping me on the stuff, man, that I don't even be knowing about, man.
Same here, man.
Like, he be playing music, man. I'm like, where you hear that from?
Right.
Same here. Even though I still got a gang and stuff, man, he don't even know. He be knowing more than I know, but he ain't even close, man. But he know. I'm telling you, every now and then he'll sneak one in, man, and I'm like, what is that? Why? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
man.
It just make me like, you know what? My blood is running through his, man.
Yeah, that's important, and you can keep up the good music. I mean, Jay, next time you can get we need to get Mucho on as well, so we'll be able to get Tim and Mucho and be able to keep celebrating Mucho.
So soon as we get off here, I'm gonna text Tim and I'm gonna link them. I'm gonna link them up too.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway,
Yeah,
well, Jay, it was definitely great.
Me and Tim, we about to talk about some drums and all these plugins and
we about to talk about it all, man.
Yeah. No, I'll let you connect. So as I said, I've sent him your number, Tim. So he's gonna connect you with you as soon as we hang up now.
Hey Jay,
yo,
can you boy, so he can give me Studio 6.
I'm gonna get on there now. I got you.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, he's gonna call you as soon as we hang up right now. So he's got your. I've just sent him your number, so he'll call you right now and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
right.
but I appreciate both of you guys. I appreciate both of you guys, and as I said, anytime that this is your home.
And thanks for everything, man.
Yes, sir.
Real, man. You know you my bruh.
Yeah. So yeah, and you've got, as I said, you've got many fans for both of you guys that are always tuning in. So yeah, and whenever we need to do this, we'll do this.
Absolutely,
yes, sir.
Yeah, but so I guess if anyone wants to work with Tim and stuff, if you've hit him up on his IG, page, I am Tim Kelley, on IG. That's where you need to get in touch with him. And especially, is that the best place to reach out to you, Tim, on your IG page?
Man, send me something good, man. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, and same thing with JHott. Is it JHott Scott at IG?
Yep.
Yeah.
JHott Scott. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well, I'm finna make sure I follow you right now, Jay.
Yes, sir.
yeah. But anyway.